Get a microphone over here. Let's get a microphone over here anyway. All right. Good morning, everyone. Over the last couple of days, we've seen what I would say America change. And what we saw last night in Los Angeles is this change being pushed even further. We might call it radical change because it seems like that's exactly what one of the former presidents wanted to do was radically change America. We might be down a radical change rabbit hole right now that we can't get back from. I want to play this clip here, but before I do that, before I play this clip, this was shared by Donald Trump on Truth Social. Before I share this, I want to let you all know I don't care who you vote for. I don't care what political party you're associated with. I don't care about your religion. I don't care what you lick. I don't care what you stick. I am the Pink Floyd song. Just leave the kids alone. And sadly, there are so many groups, so many organizations, so many people that have not followed that one little line out of Pink Floyd. Leave the kids alone. If you do that, we're probably going to be fine. But typically, people come into the chat from all different walks of life, some to be a part of it, some to disrupt. And typically within about 2 comments, if I see 2 comments, I can usually tell what you're trying to do. You're either just trying to be a negative retard or you're trying to be disruptive. And then there's the third group, which are people just here to converse, discuss, and be a part of something else and be a part of a group of like-minded people that may have conservative leanings, which is what I am, right? Very conservative, Christian conservative. I don't believe dudes can have babies and leave the kids alone. Okay, that's it. So I'm going to play this clip. I've got a special guest rolling in here in a few minutes. You'll probably recognize them. You'll get a chance to ask them some questions, hear their opinions on what I believe right now we're seeing in the United States is an ideological shift. Some people are going to call it a color revolution. That's the new catchphrase, the new keyword catchphrase, color revolution. You've probably heard it everywhere. That's the new one. We'll talk about this. Let me play this clip and call in air support. Let me know in the chat where you're chiming in from. Maybe some gas prices where you're at. Polar vortex, if it's freezing there. Got a poll in the chat right now. How do we stop the protest? 1% of you say get rid of ICE. Okay, that'll stop everything. 2% of you say pay them to go away. Somebody's paying them to be there, right? 13% of you say let the cities be destroyed. Who sang the song, let the bodies hit the floor, let the bodies hit the floor? I forget who sang that song. I'm going to have to listen to it because that could be the theme tune for what's happening. And then 84% of you want SEAL Team Delta 9. Send in the aircraft carriers, nuclear submarines, tanks. If you're living in Virginia, we're going to talk about that. And we're going to Promethean updates. I love this. Promethean updates. If you watch that channel, I love the channel. I follow Barbara Boyd and Corinda. I forget her name. I follow them too. But watch out. I want you to do a little research on Lyndon LaRouche. That's whose ideology they follow. Lyndon LaRouche. Do a little ideology background on that. Let's roll this clip. I'm going to get the invite sent out for our guest, and we're going to talk about some other stuff. So let's, this is going to be a good show. And if you're all welcome to be here.
Do you remember what it was like when the 2020 election was rigged and stolen? Do you remember all the bullshit stories people told you about how the fraudulent election would be overturned? Do you remember the symbols of tyranny when fences went up around D.C. for Joe Biden's inauguration? Do you remember watching fuel and food prices skyrocket in a matter of months? Do you remember watching our borders being invaded by a virtual army of unidentified criminals? Do you remember watching our nation get systematically destroyed for 4 years by the Joe Biden auto pen administration? Do you remember longing for the days of winning when we had Donald Trump in the White House? Do you remember thinking he was going to die when the bullet aimed at his brain only grazed his ear? Do you remember rejoicing after witnessing the miracle that saved his life? Do you remember celebrating the epic landslide victory in November of 2024? This is what you hoped for. This is what you prayed for. This is what you voted for. So why are you questioning every decision he makes now that he's back in office? God didn't save his life so he could make mistakes. He knows what he's doing. Maybe it's time to shut the fuck up and let him cook. This has been a public service announcement paid for by the Dilly Meme Team.
Dilly Meme Team, Brendan Dilly, brings up a great point. If this is what you voted for, if this is what you wanted, if this is what you feel like America needs, why does everyone in this photo right here go after him? And Donald Trump himself posted it. Why do you all go after him after it's what you wanted? Be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. And America wanted this. And we're getting what we voted for. So in the words of Brendan Dilly, just shut the F up and let him cook. If you let him cook, he's put the right ingredients in the pot right now. He's put RFK. If you've got kids, he's trying to help you out with those. He put Tulsi Gabbard. If you wanted a little investigation into the election fraud, she's kind of doing that. If you want, he's got, some of you are going to hate Pam Bondi because she looks like an ex-girlfriend, maybe an ex-wife. Maybe you don't like Pam Bondi because she looks like your husband's ex-wife or your husband's ex-girlfriend, right? Whatever your reason is. Oh, Pam just gives me a bad vibe. Go to hell. She just arrested Don Lemon, a gay black journalist with low IQ, on a law that was created to protect churches from the KKK. You can't make this shit up. Okay? Drowning pool. Thank you. Let the bodies hit the floor. Yes. If this is what you wanted, just get out of the dude's way. These career politicians have been in office forever. Nancy Pelosi's been in office since Noah built the frickin' ark. Chuck Schumer is Jewish, but yet he does more for the Palestinian Liberation Front, the PLO, whatever the O stands for. He does more for them than he does America. Lindsey Graham's been around since, well, he's a ladybug, so he's been around for a long time. But just shut up and let him cook. They've tried everything. They tried the Epstein files. Democrats, if you don't know, have been in charge for 12 out of the last 17 years in the White House. 12 out of the last 17 years, Democrats have been in charge. But now it's all Trump's fault that they weren't released, right? I love it. I love it that it's Trump's fault. Blame him for everything. Blame him for everything. Chuck Grassley, he's been in since the Model T was rolling out, right? And I'll just go ahead and do this very quickly. I'll give you one chance this morning. Who sang that? Was it Eminem? You got one shot. You got one chance. That's all you get in the chat anymore. One dumb comment and you're gone. I just don't have time. I feel better when I'm not around retards. I feel better about myself when I'm not around retards. Now, I feel smarter when there are dipshits in the chat. I feel enlightened. But when I'm not around you, I feel so much better. And when you play with shit, your hands are going to stink. So if you're going to be part of the problem, we'll get rid of you. I just don't care. You checked your free speech at the chat. Okay. You could say whatever you want. I'm not limiting your free speech. I'm just going to limit if it can be seen in my chat. So there you go. And you can argue with me all you want, but I got this. I got this little thing right here. I got a mouse. And I think this button right here, that's my nuclear option. There you go. Okay. That's my nuclear option. And if you don't like the nuclear option, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. That's my theory. Let me show you this one. I think you'll like this too, because this is so true. This is so true. You know what? Let me go full screen so y'all can really enjoy it.
The Democrat open borders plan to entrench single-party rule, explained in under 2 minutes. 1. Flood the country with untold millions of illegals by land, sea, and air from all over the world, enough to eclipse the populations of 36 individual U.S. states so far. 2. Prioritize the needs of these millions of non-citizens over the needs of the American citizen, with free flights, buses, hotels, meals, and phones, ensuring their loyalty to the political party that imported them. 3. Keep them in the country at all costs, even when they commit violent crime like murder and rape. Attack the language used to describe the criminals, as opposed to the criminals themselves. Slander critics as racist. 4. Ensure their privileges are made irrevocable with city and state sanctuary laws that act as population magnets. Codify permanent status and ensure non-cooperation with ICE. 5. Count the non-citizens in the census that will determine congressional apportionment in the House of Representatives. As of now, that would equal 13 extra congressional districts, a tremendous amount of electoral power. 6. Wage a massive, heavily funded lawfare campaign to change state voting laws that legalize mass mail-in ballots, no signature verification, and no proof of citizenship requirements, making it nearly impossible to prove voter fraud. 7. Lock in the permanent voting majority with campaign promises of lavish benefits and permanent privileges, enshrining generational fealty to the Democrat Party. 8. Win elections. 9. Entrenched single-party rule has been achieved. The best part? Your tax dollars are paying for it.
That's the big one right there. Your tax dollars are paying for it. Prove me wrong. Got new members joining the channel. Russell, thank you very much, new member. Tater Bites, thank you very much, new member. And Trevor gave away 5 memberships. I always try to get 5 to 10 new members every live stream. A lot of the money from memberships and super chats help me help veterans. I help veterans get service dogs. I've been delivering a lot of feed to service dogs, veterans with service dogs. And then Great Replacement Theory, $2. Thank you very much. Great Replacement Theory, I believe, is a real thing. And 5-10 years ago, if you said Great Replacement Theory, you're a conspiracy theorist. The frogs are all gay. Aliens, you know, all that. The Great Replacement Theory right now feels real. Do you in the chat, people in the chat, do you believe the Great Replacement Theory is real? Because that, I mean, I didn't think of that as a question this morning. Is that real? Let me put that. Is the Great Replacement Theory real? And is it happening right now? Poll in the chat. I want to get an opinion on that. But what we've seen over the last few days in Minneapolis, now we're getting into Los Angeles, It's in a constant state of riot in Portland. They've been protesting for 100 years. 100 years. They protest no matter what, right? Red Alert, thank you for becoming a member. Robert, I don't know the last name. New member, thank you very much. And for the dogs, we have to stop the replacement of American citizens. Fred, thank you very much for the super. I'm going to go ahead and break the seal on the super chat machine. Super chat's $10 and above. You're going to get one of these.
Amen.
Little zinger.
Hallelujah. And boom shakalaka.
Thank you very much. 20 and above, you'll get a boom shakalaka. Thank you very much. And Linda, thank you very much. Became a YouTube member. I appreciate it. Membership's what's keeping it alive. But what we are seeing a constant state of protest all over the United States. This is a constant state of civil unrest. This one was in Los Angeles. I was sitting at home last night, sick. I've been sick. I was reading some comic books. I'm a comic book guy. G.I. Joe, it's all I read. And also The Punisher, Dirty Little Secret, for those that don't know me. And I was reading some comic books, sick, in my room, minding my own business. I see all these protests kicking off in L.A. I'm like, man, what is this? Did Rodney King get resurrected? I think he died in a swimming pool, which is odd, but whatever. Check this out. You guys see this? This is outside of an ICE detention facility in Los Angeles. And boy, how the times are a-changing, right? Who sang that song? Was that Bob Dylan? He was a scumbag, too. I'm glad they tore down that bus stop. That was the most racist bus stop in America. I'll show them with that bus stop. It sounds like they're singing a little cadence going on there. If you're a military member in the chat, let me know your branch of service. But it sounded like we were going to get a little C-130 going to take a little trip, right? I thought we were going to get some cadence. They were going to be marching, maybe some. I was expecting some cadence, right? That's what I was thinking. But they're really ramping this up. King of Biltong, put your link in the chat for King of Biltong, Biltong USA. Fun fact, the protests will eventually not go away. They are revolutionaries and always fight the system, no matter the system. King of Biltong came here. He's African-American. King of Biltong's African-American. He came here from South Africa, escaped apartheid, left because he wanted to live. Owns a business in Texas now, sells a great product. He sponsors the channel. I don't take any money from him. I just eat the biltong. It's basically kept me alive during COVID. Or not during COVID, during the flu that I've got. Hell, I might have that too. But you're right, Biltong. I got to give Biltong a shout out.
Amen. Hallelujah. And boom shakalaka.
He is so right. We are seeing protest 24/7. It's becoming natural. Nobody's even surprised by it anymore. He's so right. $10 super sticker from PDX. I think that's Portland. PDX is the airport code for Portland.
How dare you?
How dare you be watching from Portland? But this is what we want. This is what someone wants, right? That's what somebody wants. It is exhausting. It is exhausting to certain people. To certain, what part of Texas? He's in North Dallas. Biltong, put your link in there. right? Put your link in there. Somebody said don't stick up for Bondi. When you go after Bondi, you're going after the administration. When you go after Kash Patel, you're going after the administration. When you go after Pete Hegseth, you're going after the administration. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong in the chat. At this point, we have to stick together. Nobody's saving us. Nobody is saving us. A lot of people are saying send in the military. Who runs the military? Oh, wait, the administration does. The administration runs the military. Okay, gotcha. So let's, shit on the administration, but at the same time, depend on the administration to save us. Okay. This one, it heated up a little more last night. It got a little frisky. Got a little frisky here. Check this one out. This is it's getting more and more violent. The one thing I have to say about this LA stuff, I don't hear whistles. I'm kind of more okay with the LA stuff because I don't hear the whistles. I can't stand the whistles. I wear hearing aids. I've got bad hearing. So the whistles affect me a lot. I would be triggered with the whistles. Literally triggered. So good. Does anybody else find it funny? Hold on. This is the part I love. Okay. So there's all these like riots. A lot of these people are out of shape. Cardio. Watch Zombieland. You need to practice cardio. But then you've got this one jackass rolling through with a scooter. Like Pee Wee Herman rolling through on a bicycle with the bananas and rice seat, and the big handlebars. This guy right here is living his best life. He is living his best life right now. I mean, dude, it doesn't get any better than rolling deep with the homies on a scooter. You would never see somebody rolling through Baghdad on a scooter during the height of all that. You would never see somebody rolling through Benghazi on a scooter. You'd never see somebody rolling through Shitholistan on a scooter. We live in the greatest country in the world where even homeless people are fat and have iPhones. We live in the greatest country in the world where even protesters can roll through a DMZ on a scooter with a DJI microphone and an iPhone on a gimbal. It doesn't get any better. We live in the greatest country in the world when you can do this, right? It's amazing.
I am tired of this.
You cannot be tired of this. I am here for Scooter Man. I'm here for Scooter Man. I hope he starts his own YouTube channel. Scooter Man Takes LA. I think it'd be a good movie. Escape from LA with Scooter Man, right? I would watch that. I would download it. I would pay-per-view that. I would pay-per-view Scooter Man Takes Off. Look at Scooter Man. Scooter Man. God, I love Scooter Man. Love him.
We do this shit every night.
And the rest of them are all dressed like Tank Girl, right? They're all dressed like Tank Girl. Do you remember that movie, Tank Girl? You remember that? They're all dressed like Tank Girl. Meanwhile, Scooter Man's rolling deep, right? I mean, they think it's the apocalypse. And Scooter Man's like, dude, got my scooter, some batteries. The guy needs a scooter. His balls are so big, he needs a scooter, or her balls, whatever, right? Probably. But this is what we're seeing. And I found an image of one of the protesters preparing for battle. I found one. Preparing for battle, suited up, ready for battle with MAGA. Right there. I can't play much of this because of the music, but I'll set the tone. Little Tom Sawyer, right? We all know the song, Rush. I love Rush. And I don't know what Shim is. Obviously, combat vet. Got the Israeli patch, and the dog tags, body armor, maybe a little small. I think probably needs a hood from a 71 Chrysler Cordoba for a front plate. I think you probably need a little bit of a bigger piece of body armor for that one. Sheila, or whatever Shim's name is. Right? But that right there is a face ready for battle. Full battle rattle. Bring it. Got the iPhone standing in the window or the mirror in the bathroom. Probably just dropped a good deuce. Probably just dropped an upper decker, is my guess. And is that a Marine? I think it's a Marine. Semper Fi. To all my Marines, this is one of yours. It's what it looks like to me. Semper Fi, guys. Semper Fi. Yep. Chesty Puller. Be very proud right now. Carlos Hathcock. Be real happy right now. Gomer Pyle would be proud right now. Right? Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Full battle rattle. And I'm glad that they have their Bed Bath & Beyond hand soap. Bed Bath & Beyond hand soap, because nothing says full battle rattle like dropping a deuce. You've got your live, laugh, love picture here. Live, laugh, love, dropping a deuce with your Bed Bath & Beyond. And get ready. SEAL Team Delta 9. There you go, Tom Sawyer. Rolling deep. I hope all the Marines in the chat, someone is going to recognize this warrior. Somebody's going to recognize this warrior. Finkel's Einhorn. Okay, you got me. You got me. Finkel's Einhorn. Okay. You got me with that one. Right? But that's suited up, baby. Ready to rock and roll. We hate Pam. We hate Cash. We hate Pete Hegseth. Apparently, this is who it is. Oh, their account was deleted. Lone Mama Wolf on TikTok. Let's see if we can find TikTok. Lone Mama Wolf. Of course, it's a Lone Mama Wolf. I don't know anybody who wants to lay down with Lone Mama Wolf, right? I don't even want to go down this avenue. I feel like this is an avenue that could be very dangerous. If I even go near lone mama wolf might not be good for my health. Right? Might not be good for my health. Now, California's got other problems, but nobody's really talking about this one. 41 California Democrats are working on a plan to raise $70 billion in taxes. They have to offset the cost of all the people leaving, charging residents 10 cents per mile when they drive. Average family cost will go up $4,200 a year. I would be okay protesting that.
So the people here protesting against ICE have absolutely no idea that their rights were completely violated yesterday by the California state legislature. In the assembly, the Democrats, by a simple majority vote, voted to advance a potential per mile tax. Yeah, that's not a conspiracy theory. That's not a rumor. They just tasked a California Transportation Commission to come up with recommendations by 2027 to be able to implement a per mile tax that would charge you 2 to 9 cents for every single mile that you drive. And you know why that's insane? Because we're talking about families of 2 or maybe even 3 paying an extra of $1,200 to $4,200 every single year just to drive, depending on how that estimation ends up coming out. So you are going to be punished by the government for needing to fulfill work and familial obligations. Add on top of that the fact that the U.S. House decided that cars that are made past 2026 should continue to have kill switches in them. This was a decision that was made by the Biden administration, and it really irritates me. It should irritate the American people. Because imagine if in a state like California, they sent you your quarterly or your monthly billing for the per mile tax, and you refuse to pay it. Then they're going to what? Kill switch your car? Oh, yeah, no. You're not paying your per mile tax. Uncle Sam didn't get his money. Now you don't get to drive. The worst part of all that is we're supposed to trust them with our money? I mean, a report just came out that we threw $236 million or something at a homelessness program that was run by, Newsom, trying to get people who were going in between the streets and crime off the streets permanently and not into crime and, a stable living, a stable life. And we only helped 22 people out of that. Are you kidding me? That is absolutely ludicrous. You're telling me we spent somewhere between 11 and 12 million just on each of those people? Gavin, he does not know how to handle your money. And the last thing we need is a per mile tax where we throw more at him. And they're not taking away the gas tax either. They'll just compound that on top of it.
I love whoever this is. In the middle of the city being destroyed, comes in and drops some knowledge. Hey, look at these dipshits behind us. They don't even know that they're getting charged 10 cents a mile? So to go to your protest, let's say your protest is 100 miles away. You drive 100 miles, 10 cents a mile, do the math. You're paying California to protest. It is the most genius move ever that you're going to pay to protest. I thought Gavin Newsom was retarded, and maybe he is. But if you can convince people to pay to protest, oh my God, David Koresh couldn't even do this. Jim Jones could only get him to drink Kool-Aid. But if you can get them to pay to travel to protest, oh my God, I love everything about this. Not really. But it's a good move. I mean, this is a good move. 10 cents. How many of you live in California? Do you live in California? Good gosh. Somebody says it's the weed. It could be the weed. It very well could be the weed. Gosh, I've got to share this on my X page. This is amazing. This is amazing. Charge them to protest. Do you think if they actually charged a protest fee that people would pay to show up and protest? I think they probably would. I think some of these Democrats would actually pay $50, $100, $200 to go protest. Right? Why not? They got all the money. They got all the time. Somebody said they're getting paid to protest. How many of them would pay to protest? Like, hey, you're here for the protest? Yeah, $20. You want to get in and you want to destroy anything, $20. It's kind of like those fundraisers where they have like the sledgehammer and the old car, and you get like 5 minutes to go and protest. Let me grab this guest here real quick. Who do we got? Rob, good morning, sir.
Bill,
How
what's
you
up,
doing?
dude? How you doing, shipmate? Or do I say shipmate to a submariner?
Shipmate is the most powerful word
Dude,
in the United States Navy.
if we were allowed to say shipmate, hua, hoo-yah, and oorah in the same, like, we would have the master military. Well, we have the master military, but like the ultimate soldier could say all of that.
Rob, thank you for joining in.
Yeah, man, we've been saying we're going to do this for a while. It's about time.
Absolutely. Chat, if you don't know who this guy is, I am embarrassed. Rob, tell us a little bit about your background. Feel free for those in the chat that don't know who you are. And I'm going to grab
I'm a dude from Butte, Montana, who joined the Navy in 1995 on accident because I got dumped by a girl and I tried to join the Marine Corps because it was time to get out of Butte, Montana. And I went to join the Marine Corps because I tell people now too, that's like, I'm actually jealous of young men who are 16, 17 because they have this opportunity they don't even realize to, as soon as you want to, if you want to, I'm not a recruiter, I get nothing out of this. If you want to go on a fucking adventure, man, you can do it today. 17 years old, get your parents to sign off on it. They will. But I literally knew two Marines, Ben and Jim. I grew up with them, 2 years older than me. Always want, like typical dudes that want to be Marines forever. Semper Fi, Devil Dog on the truck. With respect, I'm going to go eventually. But every time they came home, they looked like Marines, even though that was never my plan. And I'd see them working out. I'd see them running, see them at the gym. I'd go to the gym with them. Whatever, go to the bars with them and just watch dudes be intimidated by them. When I went to join the Marine Corps, I was thinking of them, but as luck would have it, the Marine recruiter was not in the office. He was literally out to lunch, and the only reason I went to see the Navy guy is because Ben and Jim told me that the Marine Corps is actually part of the Department of the Navy. It's just the men's department, and that's a true story. And I went in there to ask the Navy guy, hey, if anyone would know where the Marine is, you would. But just based on my, I'd seen Full Metal Jacket. That's about it. And he goes, why do you want the Marine? And I said, well, I want to be a sniper. I'm a hunter from Montana. They have the best snipers in the world. He said, look no further. We have snipers in the Navy. Sign right here. You have to be a SEAL first. And he brushed over that. And I didn't know how to swim, but I figured, I'm a young kid. I'm naive, but here's a professional recruiter. Why is he going to lie to me? Now, he will tell you shit that might not be 100% true, but you should go and check it out. So I did get in writing that I could try out for SEALs, but I don't know how to swim. He's he wasn't looking out for me. He was looking out for his billets. But I went to Navy boot camp, Great Lakes, Illinois, and the coolest thing about it, being from Montana, I am sort of in a bubble. I think people are better than me because they're from South Florida or Southern California or Long Island. When I got to boot camp, and I'm sure you have the same experience, everyone in the room, all we had in common is we all just made the biggest fucking mistake of our lives, and we're scared. But then you look around, you realize, wait a minute, dudes are scared, and we're good. We're all the same. We're all the same. And it doesn't matter what you look like, your skin color, where you're from. They shave your fucking head. They put you in your uniform. And that is the word for the military. You are now uniform. And that's when the morale starts to build up. Like, wait a minute, this is my team now. Holy shit. And then you get to a ship. Imagine getting to like station on a destroyer, which I love because the U.S. Navy didn't name it a destroyer because we ran out of words. That's a destroyer. Yeah. A carrier, every grown-ass man, every man and woman should see flight ops in person before they die. Mm-hmm. If you join the Marine Corps, you get to be a Marine. How cool is that? If you join the Air Force, you can go to be a CCT, a combat controller, who are the most dangerous men on the battlefield no one's ever heard of, the true silent warriors. Army owns everything, so just to have you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, you can literally just go do anything right now, and it's such an opportunity that you won't need to worry about being hungry. You won't need to worry about making friends, and you get to travel.
Rob, when were you in boot camp? I joined in 93, and I was in Great Lakes, like the November, December, January, end of 93, beginning of 94. That's when I was there.
I got there actually, it would have been 30 years ago, 2 days ago, January 29th. Or was that yesterday? 1996.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So I checked in at boot camp 96. So so I'm a new guy to you. And then and then I went to Buds. I got to Buds in like late March, early April, and I went through 208, and I graduated there in December of 1996. Went to SEAL Team 2 in 1997.
Rob, I was talking this morning about what we're seeing happening across the United States, Minnesota, last night, Los Angeles. You have been a part of more operations than you could probably remember because of the head injuries. But what we're seeing right now, I know that's a fact.
I know. I just love how neither one of us batted an eye at that. That I'm thinking, we know it's true.
Because I help veterans full time in my job.
Of course, yeah.
As a VSO. And one of the greatest stories that was never told, I had this guy come in, Vietnam vet, bad injury on his arm, and he'd never filed a claim. And we get to talking, and I was like, what do you want to file for? He's like, well, hands me his DD-214. I'm like, oh, you got Purple Heart. What's this for? I don't want to talk about it. I'm like, well, now we got to talk about it.
You probably should talk about
it. He was attacked by a tiger. He did 12 days in Vietnam. They're out. He's a Marine out on a patrol. They're walking through whatever you call that, the jungle. A tiger jumps out, pins him to the ground, rips out a giant chunk of his arm. He's a country boy from Greenwood, Arkansas. He punches the tiger or grabs it, gouges its eyes, whatever you do. The other Marines fill it full of, poison, lead poisoning.
Yeah.
They take the tiger back. He gets evacuated out of the country. While he's out of the country, I think Germany, his whole unit gets killed. So he's suffered with.
Are you serious?
Absolutely. I'll introduce you.
Yeah. Show me that. So that is insane. I mean,
I'll send you the guy's contact info and a copy of his.
That's
writing.
Absolutely. Why would you not? That would be I would lead every conversation of every person I ever met with the story of how I got a Purple Heart getting attacked by a tiger.
Survivor's guilt. It's all survivor's guilt.
Oh, because they all died.
Because all of his buddies died. So I've dealt with so many veterans that deal with different things. And him and I have become pretty good buddies. We have coffee every now and then now. But him and I were talking just recently about this. And I love picking the brain of some of these vets like this. I said, what needs to happen? He said, I don't know, because protesting has turned into a religion. It's turned into an ideology. And I was like, man, how do you win that? How do you beat that? You've dealt with insurgents. That's a political ideology. Do we pay them to go away? Do we send in the military? How do we combat what's happening right now in America?
Well, that's interesting too, because there are some organic protesters that show up, but they show up to paid protests that are being funded by big dark money, usually coming out of China.
Okay.
And it could be American billionaires that have just gone to China and they stay there, and they're doing it that way because China's got every interest in disrupting this country. So a lot of these people that you see, I don't know, like kicking the back of law enforcement vehicles during active arrests, breaking a rib, getting hurt, harassment, a loaded weapon, then getting another fight and getting killed because he brought that on himself. Because he was paid to be there and be an agitator, and because a lot of people are fed with such bullshit their entire lives, they don't know what it's like to not be on the keyboard. And when you're dealing with there's a certain line for protesting, which I completely agree with, and you should be able to say, hey, this is wrong, I'm speaking up, and I brought my friends. But there's a line. The second you cross the line and you're now breaking the law or impeding, you get arrested, you should say, okay, and you cooperate and then have your day in court. That's the way it's designed. This way they're harassing, they're violent, they're aggressive, they tear shit down and break stuff, they burn it on purpose. It's anarchy being funded. They're paid protesters. That's all they want. And then as soon as something like don't think for a second, the left, the communists, the Marxists, They want fatalities. You think they care about that woman, Good, who was driving the car, which is a deadly weapon and got killed justifiably? Not saying I would have done it, well within the rules of engagement. You think they give a shit about her or remember her first name? I doubt it. They don't give a dude. They photoshopped that dude because I think he looked a little too Jewish. The one that got killed, he didn't look the part. He they made him look like this big muscular. No, he looked the way he looked, and he's an agitator. But they do that, and then congressmen from different parts of the country show up there in honor of his shrine, and they fucking cry. Grown-ass men crying over someone they didn't know, someone they used as a pawn. And it's just pathetic. But once they get that, they know the goddamn media shows up. They're going to be all over it saying, bad Trump, United States bad, colonizers, poor, innocent, what bullshit. This is an insurgency. This is pretty much a civil war. I don't want to see, I do not like seeing Americans get killed on our soil by law enforcement. You got to figure, who's the law enforcement guy? These are normal dudes. I'm a normal dude. People come at me all the time, don't think I'm a real person. Who's the law enforcement guy that's thinking about his mortgage, his kid who's sick, how he got drugged by a vehicle 3 weeks ago? He's been getting harassed now at his hotel, fireworks shot at him. Fucking white liberal bitches with whistles in his face all day long. Very, very stressful. There's an armed insurgent right here. Other cops, gun. Cars coming. There's a lot of shit going on. When I'm within my rule, when I take my deep breath, it might be time to take the shot. Well within the rules. These people need to realize they're being used as useful idiots the second the communists take over, if they do, which is real. This is really happening. Communism isn't a cute little high school word and college word for retards that are $160,000 in debt for a stupid degree in gender studies. This is real shit. And when it comes down to it, there's people have become so used to talking shit on their phone, on their computer, not in person. Consequences are real. If you have the right of way in Manhattan when it turns walk, and you just walk while you're staring at your phone and you get hit by a fucking bus, guess what? You were right. You're also fucking dead. And that's just true. It. A bullet needs to be right once. A speeding bus needs to be right once. Your right of way can suck a big fat fucking dick.
Let me ask you this. With regards to protest and riots, I don't know what the insurrection looks like. I barely remember the Rodney King stuff. I was in high school. I was probably smoking a lot of weed. I was probably drinking a lot. I mean, I'm a redneck from Lower Alabama. Gotcha. Bonfires, weed, drinking. That's what we did. And we hunted at night. I've painted a few churches for community service for hunting at night. And those usually followed weed and alcohol. But at what point does President Trump have to use the Insurrection Act? Because Minnesota, they sent in the National Guard and they passed out donuts. And I don't think the California is going to do anything to stop it.
Well, Minnesota you're just getting a little bit of the front of your foot in the door, because you'll notice this is all about fraud. Everything that you're seeing, all the left, including the media, including the mayors of some of these cities, including Governor Walz, including Gavin Newsom, they are so deep in stealing your tax money. And I'm talking to everyone listening right now. They are so deep in stealing your shit and trying to get power. They know that once they start falling, it's all going to fall. And we're talking, hopefully, jail time, because this stuff is so serious that's going on. This should be jail time, but also the prosecutors now are worried about it. Well, I mean, this is why, I know they released some files yesterday, but this is a lot of the reason a lot of the Epstein files aren't out there, because this is going to open a can of worms that people aren't prepared to deal with. People aren't prepared to deal with the fact that since they started income tax in the Fed, which isn't federal, by the way, that starting with the New Deal, not the Green New Deal, the bullshit, the handouts, climate change, all that shit. We had a Marine Corps, a Navy, and an Army before 1916, 1913, all that bullshit. Then we decided we're going to do this. The reason they wanted women to go to work is because guess what? Now the state can raise your family, and we get to tax twice the amount of people in the country. All of this is for their personal power and their wealth. That's all it is. So once they start going into Minnesota, you see what you see. But now Donald Trump is meeting with the mayor and talked to Governor Walz, and now Tom Homan's showing up in place of Kristi Noem, who's a badass, by the way. She's just not as sensitive, which I love about her. She's a badass. But the negotiations are where it's going to be. It's like, look, Governor Walz, you are looking at jail time. Here's what we have. So we can save face and talk shit when you're in front of the cameras. We're going to send you to prison. It's a question for how long. How are you going to cooperate? So eventually they're going to cooperate there unless they want to go to prison. Donald Trump's in his last, well, we'll just say Donald Trump's in his second term, but he's serious. And he's all about saving this country. And the people that are standing up against it are trying chaos, want chaos in the country. That includes Hollywood. That includes the universities, the professors. That includes the education. It includes the media, most of the media. And that's all it is. They're protecting their personal power. Once it starts to fall, you're going to see really, really bad stuff.
One of the few news channels that I believe has stayed beyond reproach is Newsmax. It's one of the ones I follow. It doesn't seem like they are as influenced by their advertisers, and maybe that's detrimental to them or whatever. But the riots in LA, it seemed like yesterday the riots in Minnesota were turned off. LA kicked up. And I believe Minnesota would be worse if the weather was nicer, if it was warmer.
Oh, no doubt. Well, they did it before. They burned the whole place down in 2020.
Oh, yeah, the summer of love,
But
right?
see, this has nothing to do. I mean, people get a load of this. People in Minnesota are great people. It's the third world in Minneapolis and St. Paul, St. Cloud that's crushing. Like but again, it's on them. I mean, when Ronald Reagan beat Walter Mondale in 1984, and he won 49 states.
Only Minnesota.
Only Minnesota and D.C. But that should give you an idea, too. Like, D.C. is pretty much lost. You've got the most wealthy counties in the country surrounding D.C., but nothing is produced there. Why is that? They're stealing your taxpayer money. If you're listening to right now and you're voting down for Democrats, what is wrong with you? How do you not see this? I'm an independent, man. And Republicans, they're horrible. They got us into Iraq. So let's not pretend. I'm an independent, and I say that I'm an American. And this two-party system is bullshit. I mean, look at Lindsey Graham. Loves every war, never been to one.
It's true.
I mean, but granted, as a former SEAL Team 6 team leader, I am aware of how tooth and nail infantry trench warfare the fucking Navy Reserve is usually, but he hasn't been to war.
What do you think
I was taking a shot at my
LA?
Navy, at my shipmates there. I'm just joking.
What do you think happens in LA this summer? Apparently the World Cup, or maybe the Olympics. I
World
think
Cups.
both are scheduled.
Yeah, they're both. Yeah, I know the World Cup's coming. Yeah.
What do you think happens there as far as national security, travel, TSA?
The only religion that's bigger than Catholicism and Islam is football. So don't worry about the World Cup. It's coming. You're not. Look, you. There are people out there in the world that have shot their wife at home because they changed the channels. Like, this isn't going anywhere. This is it. And by the way, too, and I know we call it soccer here, but football around the world is the most popular sport around. And it's by the way, to people listening, if you get an opportunity to see any game, I don't give a shit which team's playing, go to the World Cup. It's here.
I lived in the UK for about 6 years. I went to a World Cup when it was in Germany. I don't remember much of it. There's a place in Germany. It was called like Piss Hill. Everybody gets drunk, goes and pees on the hill. It will get you arrested. I will just say that.
The Piss Hill will get you arrested in Germany?
Piss Hill will get you arrested.
Oh, wow. Well, I guess Germany, what year was that?
Was that 2000? I want to say I was in the UK when 9/11 happened. So I believe it was right before the 9/11.
Yeah, okay.
I believe
I was in Germany on 9/11.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. What's happening in Iran right now? The United States Navy putting this blockade, Gulf of Oman, other warships rolling in. How I believe this affects us more here than we realize, but a lot of like financially, all that other stuff. The thing I want to know about, or the one that worries me, and my daughter even asked me this. My daughter, she's like, how real are sleeper cells? And that's a real, when your daughter asks you about something like that, that changed my whole, like, I was like, whoa, my daughter knows those words.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about that?
No, I'm glad she knows that. I'm glad she's aware, because people need to be aware. It's so much better to not be scared, but realize a potential activity simply because it's better than keeping your head in the sand and wishing it away, which a lot of people like to do. They don't like Europe didn't believe Sharia law and the jihad were coming, and now they're here. Like, there's nothing they can do about it. It's like it's like being on the black side of a really shitty chess match where you see it coming and it's too late. And that's what's happening to them right now. Yeah, it's real. I mean, we had borders open for 4 straight years, so we've got at least, I think, a scalable number is 10,000 jihadis in this country right now. And you've got Iranians, you got Hezbollah, probably some Hamas guys, definitely Al Qaeda. Al Qaeda's one that like ISIS loves to stab you in the front and make fun of it. Al Qaeda stabs you in the back, and they're the ones that came up with "you have the clocks, but we have the time." They're fighting the long war that we're gonna lose at this rate. By the way, don't fool yourself. You get calls to prayer being piped through major cities, and you elect a communist jihadi from New York. It's here. And don't think it's going to end differently. It's like the way I say it is, I'm an optimist. I hope communism works like it never has before, just because it never has worked before. But yeah, I mean, you got to be aware of that too. And the shitty thing is, we've been so protected in this glorious country. This country is so fantastic, built by very, very no bullshit strong men, and then we let the girl boss beta male sort of take over because they're surrounded by the freedom that was provided by grown ass men. And then they just pretend it's not real. And then when it gets here, it's literally that we've heard the sheepdog argument, the wolves, and the wolf will go up there in front of the sheep and say, once I get elected, I will become a vegetarian. And that's what America believes, because you've been fed that bullshit since from cradle to the grave now. That's what the public school system does. The public school is not teaching you how to create, how to think. It's teaching how to be a good worker. With the public school, and think about this, right now, even though we're in the middle of a conversation, if a fucking bell went off, we'd both stop and realize, oh, where do we need to be? Because we've been ingrained to be a worker. Shut up, get in line, go. That's it. I mean, that's what they do. And then what is the point of school? Well, you got to get into college. Why? Well, you got to get into college. Okay, why? Well, you got to get into student loans. So get a 24% maybe, which is a good rate, $150,000 debt. So when you get this degree and you get out, you're not thinking about how they're fucking you in DC. You're not thinking about how the borders are wide open. You're thinking about, my God, I can't afford my mortgage and I haven't cut my lawn yet. And that's how we live our lives. And then when you do have free time, what do? You go cheer for a group of guys that are playing a game you've never played. They don't care about you. That's what the Romans used to do that. They used to feed Christians to the lions because people like to watch it, but the Christians were the one protesting, right? What the government's doing. So we'll just get rid of the Christians, but we'll entertain the others by feeding the lions, and then no one will protest. Like, it's history always repeats itself. And then if it doesn't, it rhymes. And then we just keep doing it over and over. And then you get your local kids, then you get the useful idiots that have a better idea with the it happens all over. And then whomever is the winner, then they rewrite the history.
I mean, it seems like
I didn't answer Iran though, did I?
Well, I mean, we're seeing Iran here. I mean, it's here. I mean, what do we got? Like 68 members of Congress that were born in countries that want to kill us. I mean, that's the problem. But let me ask you this.
Mean, it's all on purpose. It's the Soviets said they were going to do that. They're going to infiltrate everything they have. I mean, even you hear now McCarthyism. McCarthy was right. Alger Hiss was a communist, and the government was fully communist coming in from the Soviet Union. That's all true. And then when people stand up for this country, they're called racists. And that's one of their weapons is racist. One of their weapons, because it's always race. One of their weapons is always diversity is our strength. They always say that, and which can be fine. But I don't think bringing hundreds of thousands of people from a shithole country who are famous for fucking piracy. Like, I think the frozen lakes of Minnesota, I naturally don't think of East Africa.
No, I don't think anybody in Somalia is like, man, I want to go freeze.
No, but it's the same thing everywhere. I mean, my cousin who lives in Missoula, Montana, was telling me there was a bus stop full of sub-Saharan Africans in Minnesota, or I'm sorry, Missoula, Montana. Why? I mean, they don't have relatives there. Who in our government planted them there? Why? Is it because Montana's a red state? Probably. Because anyone you bring in through Democrats will start to vote blue. Why are there Sharia law towns in Texas? Because it's red as shit. And if Texas is lost, guess what else is? The fucking country. This is all a plan too. And this is why you're distracted. This is why there's social media. This is why there's all that shit, because you don't want to see what's really happening. I mean, I don't want to go down a bunch of rabbit holes just because of time.
Well, I mean, nobody in Somalia should ever learn to ice fish. And if you're in Montana, you know, or in Minnesota, you probably know how to ice fish. I mean, that's the obtuse thing. And I think the Democrat Party is the only organization that can bring so many people that hate America together under one banner. That's because they're all going to vote Democrat. Why do you think
honest to God, why do you think we were locked in our houses? Because they hated Donald Trump. They wanted mail-in voting. They cheated their balls off. They're just saying it now. You're not. Imagine if you said that. I said it. Canceled. I had a show on a major network that got canceled because all I said was, "Hey, Black lives definitely matter, but Black Lives Matter is a Marxist organization. Watch it." Canceled. Was I right? Yeah.
I haven't seen anything that BLM has done to help any of my friends that are Black.
Of course they
haven't seen it.
Well, I mean, look at right now. It's the midterm election season. So what's popular right now? Migrants. It used to be transgender until we realized that's not popular. It used to be men competing against women. That's not very popular anymore. It used to be mutilating kids. Not popular anymore. What is migrants? Boom. Get the unmarried white women with no kids because they're missing that maternal thing. They're gonna need to find something to violently protect to the death. Migrants. Look at the white women out there. Why is that? They've been so fucked in their mind. Having kids is bad. America's bad. A family is bad. You're a girl boss. Go to happy hour. Imagine being one of those women later in life, or imagine being at their funeral. It's like here lies Meredith McCall Jones. She worked really hard, went to happy hour. She's getting buried by a stranger in a fucking hole. No one's there. That's your life. Is that what you like? But see, that's what the Democrats want, not the better life. Donald Trump wants a great country for us. They want to stay in power. They're going to do everything. And if you just take the party politics off and back off and look, I'm telling you the truth right now.
The one thing that got me the other day with Don Lemon getting arrested, you've got a gay Black journalist
married to a white guy,
a colonizer, obviously, arrested under charges that was a law created to stop the KKK from going into a church. If that is not the most ironic, this is Twilight Zone level shit that's happening.
Indeed.
But I think that conservatives, Christians, Republicans, whatever you want to call us, we have given up inch to the point.
That is brilliant. Yes, that's precisely what we do. And see, they're trying that shit with the Second Amendment. They got caught up on it because once their boy got killed, now they're all, you can be armed everywhere and you should be. It's like, fuck you, first of all, because you're an asshole. But they do it inch by inch with the Second Amendment. And I've done this. I fucked up before when there was a school shooting, some transgender person again, when it killed a bunch of people. I just, in the emotional moment, I said, maybe there should be a way to check someone's background, because crazy people like this, like if you're a dude that thinks you're a chick and you have we needed to background check you, but just simply saying background checks, man, that's an inch, and they're going to keep it. So no,
we gave up an inch during COVID when we allowed churches to be shut down.
Yep.
And then Don Lemon and his band of merry idiots go into a church, and it's like, well, the churches were so sacred, we allowed them to be shut down, but now they're so sacred that we're upset that protesters. We continue to give up ground.
This is the problem too with loopholes. This is proof that we have way too many lawyers out there that just we start arguing about punctuation instead of right and wrong. I'm in a place in life right now. I honestly think that I know what's right and what's wrong, and I'll say what I think. And guess what? If I'm wrong, I'll say, well, shit, that makes more sense. I was wrong. Now I'm right. It's so much easier to elevate above the bullshit nonsense that's happening. I mean, look at Don Lemon. Look, like you said, gay dude, Black dude, CNN, agitator. He's going to be fine. That's what he's thinking, top cover. He broke the law, and now he's in trouble. And guess what? Donald Trump had nothing to do with it. Minnesota did.
I think it's crazy because right now, like you said, it's a binary choice. It is good. It is evil. There's so many people that are trying to tear apart the Trump administration. The first target was Pete Hegseth. They went after Pete. I
was talking to him throughout that. He and his wife, man. They
went after him. Then they went after RFK. Then they went after Tulsi. They've been after Pam Bondi. Are any of them perfect? No. Are any of them better than any Democrat that was in there before? Absolutely. But they have harped on Pam hasn't done this. Pam hasn't arrested this. Yes. Am I upset about that? Absolutely. It takes 30 seconds to rob a liquor store. It takes 6 months to prosecute the guy. That's the way I look at it. And if you keep harping on about it, you're going to drive a wedge, this black pill panicking mentality, And it's just not good. It's just not good.
Well, no,
You know?
and again, that's the lawyers. The lawyers are everywhere. If everyone and most politicians are lawyers.
Oh,
You
yeah.
get like your veterans aren't lawyers, most of them, something like that. But yeah, they're lawyers. They know how to work the system. They know how to argue the non-important points and drag it out like that. I mean, I don't know how many lawsuits I'm involved with right now. It's like fucking shit, dude. But again, I mean, why do you think we lose wars? We get lawyers involved.
Litigate.
Yeah.
You can't litigate nobody goes out onto a battlefield and litigates. And when you're on the battlefield, you know better than anybody. Nobody cares about your gender ideology or if you've got a rainbow.
The best way it was put to me was I actually put it to my guys. I heard it from you've heard of Jocko Willink, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So he was I did my second platoon with him. So we did platoon together. He was actually my roommate for a while. Salt of the earth, love the guy. But the way he said it to me, I'm going to rephrase it because my last deployment was actually in 2012. So I did one more deployment to Afghanistan, killed more people with the Bin Laden gun, by the way. Actually, did my last mission was my first and only L ambush. Holy shit! I'll tell that story next. Hang on.
Okay.
But when we were, I kind of paraphrased what Jocko said to me when I was a young SEAL, but this time I'm a team leader at SEAL Team 6. We're sitting in, it's got to be March, maybe February of 2012. And I'm going to get out in August. I got a team room sort of overseas. We're in Afghanistan, Fob Shank, I think. And we're watching the news, and the big deal then was don't ask, don't tell. We're going to repeal don't ask, don't tell. And obviously the meat is spinning up, and you got your left and right argument, which is the same. We've been arguing left and right forever, if you haven't noticed a pattern. But I looked at my guys, and I said, all right, and there's got to be at least 10 Navy SEALs, and they're EOD guys, probably some boat guys, maybe a Marine or two. And I said, hey, I know damn well, just based on the numbers, a few of you dudes are gay in here. Do any of you care? And everyone said no. And I said, yeah, me. The only thing I care about is if I get shot wearing all my body armor and my gun and helmet, can all of you carry me to my wife? That's it. I don't give a shit if you're gay, transgender. I don't give a shit what you do behind the door to your bedroom, man. You're a grown-ass man. Can you do the job fair enough? That's it. That's all we care about. But see, again, the media, I know goddamn well I'm working with gay guys. I don't care. Guess what? I work with black guys. I work with women. Some of the best women, some of the best people in combat I've seen are women. And again, that's a different conversation, different places. I doubt most women could carry me in my body armor. But I mean, I've seen before the same deployment. We got a gunfight in a frozen swamp in Afghanistan in January. I mean, just horrifying. Must have been 15 SEALs, 3 women. 15 people were complaining the entire time. 3 were not. The women weren't complaining. And I actually asked them about it later. I'm like, there was Navy SEALs out there bitching. Why weren't you? And she goes, oh, I want to keep my job.
I mean, I'm the same way. I'm the Pink Floyd song. I don't care what you lick or stick, what God you worship. Leave the kids alone. I'm the Pink Floyd song. That's me. That's who I am. And let's talk a little bit about how do you see this moving forward? How do you see us getting out of what's occurring in the United States? If you had like some kind of magical power, how do you stop this? Do you defund the sanctuary cities? Because apparently they're supposed to lose funding tonight at midnight.
Yes, you defund the shit out of them. Everything federal, every penny of money that's federal going to a sanctuary city should stop. Not even tonight. Right the fuck now. Shut it down. California's bankrupt, but they're so corrupt. Obviously, I mean, look at the Palisades. You can't even get it built because of all the red tape. You can't even rebuild. California's like just a horrible place. Yeah, I mean, just cut them completely off. You need to find out who who's funding him. You need to follow the money trail. They pretty much know, and they've like Scott Besson is a rising superstar, one of the smartest guys in the administration. He needs to find all these dudes and shit. Just send him personally to their houses. He's a very intimidating man, but yeah, start hitting them in their pocketbook. And I recommend some other shit that I'm not going to say on a recorded line. I'm all about black ops, dude. Let's fucking do it.
I mean, we've got the capabilities.
Yeah, naturally. I mean, that's the thing with Maduro, man. We prove we can send people We can send people to your fucking Pentagon and grab your president. There's nothing you can do about it. And the weapons you've been hearing about, those were on low. Wait till we spin those up a little bit.
Wow.
Allegedly.
Yeah. That's the catch-all.
Now again, I'm a keep it simple guy. Even on the Bin Laden raid, the quad nods were coming out, and guys had them. And I'm like, nope, I'm sticking with the old ones. I've done Hayhos on these. I've done CQB for hundreds of missions. I know them. I'm using them. Map and compass, got it. I don't need that fancy shit because as soon as I step in the room, knowing my luck, it'll break.
Yeah, I don't know how we get out of this other than it's going to be painful for some people. It's going to get ugly. And unfortunately, I think the administration might be out of options. I don't know.
I think the way you do it is you got to attack the voting fraud. I think that's a move. If you get rid of fraud, like right now they're pushing, and again, pushing ID to vote. Like every other country in the world shows ID, but then you'll get the dummies, the dumb politicians saying, they're just trying to take away people's right to vote. And then half the country who are dumber than shit believe that. No, you should have an ID and then have at least a 25 question test before you can vote. That's what you should have. But now they're just willy-nilly. That's why they give free IDs. They get people killed on the highways because you get some dumb fuck from East Asia that doesn't know how to drive, doesn't know how to read. That's how you get all these problems. It's because it all goes back to how can politicians stay in power?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, everybody screams for term limits.
Oh, there should be term limits.
Absolutely. But Congress and the Senate freak out the minute that anybody brings up the fact that, if the 2020 election was funny business, Trump could run again. I mean, they hate term limits when it affects.
Well, I mean, all Trump has to do is run as J.D. Vance as vice president, and then after inauguration, he just needs to quit, and then Trump's got a third term. It's not that hard to do. If he wants it, he can have it. Why he would want it other than saving the country?
I don't know why he would. I don't know why he's.
Well, because I mean, they got some segue here too, and you are seeing the death throes of the Democrat Party right now. The fangs are out as sharp as they can get. They are attacking everything. They need these midterms. They lose these midterms and lose the House. It is over. The Democrats should be done. They have no leadership. They have no message. I don't think they have any good people. Like, I mean, honest to God, can you see a good? Like, I was on with James Carville and a couple other guys on Piers Morgan show the other night, and Carville came out with Cadet Bone Spurs and how he thinks all veterans who are in the grave are losers and what suckers, and it's like I had to stop him on TV. Like, none of that shit is true. That's 2015. Come up with something else. What is okay? He's mean. He's orange. He's racist. Got it. What don't you like about him? Tell me. His ridiculously hot, successful supermodel wife, his extremely successful kids who run major businesses that wear suits and ties to dinner at home.
Check your 401k and then tell me what you hate about Trump. That's the way
I'd love to hear it. I would. What is it you don't like? Do you love China that much? Are you John Cena who memorized some bullshit in Mandarin so you can spout to those Chinese people so they won't cut your fucking funding? Or are you a real American who cares about this country and would want to fight China toe to toe? Like,
the John Cena thing was disgusting.
Pussy. Complete pussy.
And he was just scared to say, I mean, most of these people aren't real. They're just not real.
Dude, if you've seen someone like him or LeBron wearing lingerie on TV, that's all part of the spectacle. It's all part of the initiation to get into the big club.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same group of people that celebrate each other all the time and no one fucking watches.
What do you think the next move is the Democrat Party tries to pull? Do you think it's do these protests continue through the midterms?
I mean, they want to get more Americans killed by law enforcement. That's what the Democrats want. And don't bullshit yourself. That's what they're going for. That's why they're pushing this so hard.
Okay.
And a lot of these girl bosses just need a hug. Like this is what happens. This is what happens when you ruin someone's life based on ideology. I mean, wait until the rampant suicides from castrating yourself as a teenager start. And then the Democrats' problem is all the old girl bosses that were so pro-trans, they have to stick to that now. That's their legacy. And when the suicides start, or people are unsuccessful detransitioning because of an emotional election, this is bad, man. They're digging a deep, permanent hole, and people should realize this. Get on the right team. And by the way, the right team is not the Republicans either. It's America.
Yeah, we have so many Republicans right now that won't come out and in effort to nuke the filibuster, pass the SAVE Act.
You got to nuke the filibuster. That's a deep state rule in there that we're still funding hundreds of $millions a week to the fucking Taliban because the Senate won't do anything. They need 60 votes. Bullshit. Get rid of that.
Yeah, that is bad. Let me read a couple of these super chats here. Might have some questions. In honor of my dad, World War II disabled vet service officer for DAV, helped many Vietnam vets. Hey, thank you, Denise. Thank you so much.
Yeah, badass.
Let's see here. I think Trump should give Maduro and his wife the chair to send a message. Do you think that was a deal?
That was
to get
definitely a
Maduro
deal.
out?
That was 100% a deal.
I think it
Yeah.
was a deal.
Well, he's also, you got to figure that, like, the sooner you realize that most countries are not like the United States, the better off you'll be as an American. He's dealing with the cartels. He's running a cartel. He needs to get the fuck out of there. What's the easiest way? Let's just do this. We'll go to the States and we'll figure out something somewhere. Yes, you're dealing with Donald Trump, man. He's putting Donald Trump is putting like the most ridiculous thing out there, and Greenland. They freak out, and then he backs off to, okay, we'll just have bases there. How's that? Boom. Got exactly what I wanted.
I mean, I look for Maduro to be a mailman in like Reno, Nevada or something, some kind of witness protection. I believe, like you said, Maduro's like, we're either going to get you or we're going to get you out. And if we get you out, you're going to give us some information. And I think he took the get me out.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing with like a lot of my friends who don't believe in the outside world. They will take trips to Mexico to the resorts, and they'll call me and ask me for security advice. Like, well, how do we avoid the cartels? I'm like, well, you need to realize you're going to a resort that all of the security there is cartel. And they have an
Owned by
interest in keeping
cartels.
you safe. Like, if you get killed at a resort by the cartel, it was a bad day. Like, they had some beef going on. They have every interest in you being perfectly safe there. But that's all run by the cartel. So, like, Maduro's trying to get away from that.
Somebody sent a super chat. Matt Gaetz, would he have been a better attorney general than Pam Bondi? I don't know if he would have got confirmed.
He wouldn't have got confirmed. Yeah, would he have been better? Yes, yes. He probably wouldn't have got confirmed. They did something with him to get. That's how they kind of got him out of Congress too. I don't know what kind of. I met him a few times. I'm impressed with his memory. I think that he has. I think he has really good interest in mind. So who knows, man? This world's so nuts. It's not over.
Yeah, that's a weird conversation. I think he would have done great, but maybe some previous transgressions is reason he's not in there right now.
There's everyone at that level's got reasons. Like that's part of the reason I don't run for office. They already know enough bad shit about me. I don't need them looking.
Great replacement theory. Is it real?
Which part?
Bringing in illegal migrants to replace.
Oh,
because our birth rate is down. They've got to replace somebody. Or
sort
us.
of. I mean, well, yeah, but we should be having kids. We as Americans should be having kids. They're trying to wipe us off the planet. Americans, they really are. And I mean, if you want to get into the thick of it, you've got a lot of interest in taking the country over. China really wants the country gone. The radical jihadis want the caliphate. There's a lot of people that the United States is in the way of a lot of bad people's. The world's a better place with a strong United States. That's all it is. And then the bad actors in our government who are paid off by places like China that want the chaos, they don't really give a shit. They're just about getting paid.
Let me ask you this, and I know this is controversial, and this will trigger all of the Cantifa. Charlie Kirk, guy on the roof, did the guy on the roof do it? Not do it?
I don't know. I mean, if I wasn't there, I can say what I think. But for me, it's
quarterback.
Well, shit. I mean, I personally would like to get questions answered that they won't answer. How did a dude put a gun that we couldn't see on ISR together with a screwdriver that probably didn't work? Get the scope on there, take a cold board shot, perfectly hit him in the neck, take the gun apart, leave the screwdriver on the roof, but then put the gun somewhere in his body, a 30-06 that can't fit anywhere in your pants, jump off, put it back together without a screwdriver, and then wrap it in a towel for the feds to find. Then he goes off somewhere to like a Dairy Queen or something that's, by the way, has been destroyed. And then he sends texts to his boyfriend lover, like someone whose English is his second or third language. Like, that's just weird. And why did they contaminate a crime scene immediately? And then why did they bulldoze over it? Just answer those questions and I'll shut the fuck up.
Why do we know more about this guy than the guy that shot President Trump?
How about Las Vegas?
We don't know anything about Vegas, right?
No.
Nothing. I mean,
no. I mean, there's just I don't know. And I think the thing I have an issue with too is when they had the Grievapalooza fucking event in Arizona that some reason they got organized in 10 days. I don't know. I think it takes about 2 weeks to get the parking organized for like an event like that, but they, for some reason. And then Erica Kirk gets up there and just says, I forgive him. That immediately makes him guilty. He's the guy. No more questions. Like this, I don't know. I'm not saying anything. I don't believe anything. I just wouldn't mind as an American taxpayer, getting some fucking questions answered.
I don't know. I'll say this. I lived on a submarine for a long time. Call me a bad Christian. Call me a bad Christian. I'll be comfortable with it. If something were to happen to my wife or my kid, I don't think I could ever go on TV and say I forgave anyone. I would spend a long time in prison. I
wouldn't be on TV. I would be somewhere else, probably in someone's closet.
Yeah, I'd be waiting on something.
Oh, if something happened to my wife like that, I would make it a spectacle. It would look a lot like the cool scene in Heat, only I'm not getting caught.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got a friend that lives here. He's a retired Marine. Crazy story. He lived with Carlos Hathcock for like 8 weeks. He lived with Carlos Hathcock to train. He lived with Carlos Hathcock. He's got some great stories.
I would love to hear those.
His stories are amazing. I'll introduce you to him when you come down.
Okay, great.
Apparently Carlos was a big Schlitz guy. He was a Schlitz guy.
Hey, that motherfucker can drink whatever he wants.
And he said after a handful of Schlitz, the stories were declassified. Like declassified.
Because they gave Carlos Hathcock 93 confirmed kills in Vietnam. It must have been thousands.
The stories that he told of him and Carlos sitting around just literally shooting the shit are phenomenal.
That's like the greatest thing you could ask for. That's like talking to a prophet.
Yeah.
Now, I'm assuming your audience knows who Carlos Hathcock is.
Carlos Hathcock. Tell the people. I can't do him justice.
Deadliest sniper in Marine Corps history, without question. Different, obviously, because we've got great Marine snipers that fought everywhere: Afghanistan, Iraq, the Horn of Africa, fucking Yemen. But Carlos Hathcock was Vietnam, a gunny, and famously killed a North Vietnamese general with like a 2,000-yard shot, which is impressive by yourself, no spotter, but he crawled in and crawled out. And it was days that he was stalking. And a stalk is dangerous as shit. I'm a sniper, and people don't realize that when you're crawling, stalking somewhere, you're leaving a trail. Like you can see where as a hunter, hunters know how to track. So after you take that shot, now you got to stay still, but now you've got Vietnamese regulars looking for you, and he got out of there. I mean, just to take that shot in the wind like that and do it, but he did it over and over. He famously shot that counter sniper through his scope. So 2 snipers hunting each other for like 3 days. He finally got a shot of hit him right through his scope. And then he even said in his book, Sniper, what's his book called? Is it Carlos Sniper?
I think it was called Sniper. Yeah.
But I mean, he even explained like we got down there to do the SSC, the sensitive site exploitation, whatever you want to call it. And he realized, shit, I shot him through his scope. That means where was his gun pointed?
I mean, he's got a photo. The photo is just glorious. He's got a photo of him and Carlos standing in Carlos's kitchen, like by the refrigerator with beers. I mean, that's like shit. Like when someone asks you if you could do anything, I was like, I'd have a beer with Carlos Hathcock in his kitchen, like a Schlitz. That's one of them. That and like dinner with Jesus. I think those are 2 close ones. He lived with him for 8 weeks to learn to be better at what
I want to hear about that for sure. That's so cool.
The guy is so like humble. And whenever he tells me this, I'm like, what? I'm like, you got to be joking.
Yeah.
Rob, typically I take some phone calls on the show. Are you?
Yeah, let's do one. I got to jump off in a minute. Let's get some calls if you can. That'd be fun.
Yeah. We'll do them rapid fire. Guys, if you call in, make sure you turn down the audio or I'll just hang up on you like you're my ex-wife or
like a dirty dog.
Like a dirty dog. But lines are open, 615-475-7864. You got a question, comment, concern you'd like to ask this guy. Let's go right here. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
CJ.
CJ, where are you calling from, sir?
State of confusion.
State of confusion. Welcome to
Hey,
my
the
world.
I think I
story
see-
of
I think I
Cobra
see
is
him in
way
this
better
room.
than him hunting down the general. That female, she would go and skin guys and wait for them to come out because they were crying to their death. And Carlos split her from way out. The Cobra. You got to look
I
up that
remember
Cobra
that.
story.
Yeah. Holy shit. That story's incredible.
CJ, have you got any question? Have you got a question, or did you just call in for a comment?
Just called in for a comment.
CJ, thank you for your time, man. I appreciate you. Get back to your state of confusion. There you go. I got to do this as well. I would be remiss if I didn't share. Guys, go check out Rob's website here. Go check out Rob's website. I got a copy of the book. Rob personalized it for me. I will put a link there in the chat.
Yeah, I'll personalize it for you too. And also, I wrote that book with Dakota Meyer called The Way Forward. And Dakota's a Medal of Honor recipient Marine. His story is absolutely nuts. But we wrote
He's in training right now.
Yeah, to be recon.
Yeah, oh my God.
That we'll have to ask him. Dakota's very, very unique. He acts like an E5 Marine Medal of Honor recipient. That's who he is. He just like the gunfight he got in 4 days after the one for the Medal of Honor is actually more interesting. He should have 2 medals of honor. You really got to hear that. It's insane. Yeah, Dakota's the man. He's the fucking man.
Wow. I didn't know that. Let's grab a couple more calls here.
Yeah. Read his book. His book, Into the Fire, talks about he went into Ganjgal Valley where he was awarded the Medal of Honor, pulled his entire team out that was killed, and he's got stories of hand-to-hand combat, like explaining what it's like to fight a dude to the death that you've never met. Crazy.
Grab this. Line 2. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
Andrew from Virginia.
Andrew.
Just giving a shout out and just kind of want to hear what he thinks on just how crime is related to communism. If you notice how it's tied in together, and then also if you could help give any advice on what we need to do in Virginia. I'm trying to rally the forces over here from our last conversation, but I'm trying to wake the sleeping giant out here in Virginia as strong as possible. I've gone full. I'm even going into mosques and using my old Afghanistan skills to communicate with the Muslims, using a lot of my Pashto and my Arabic.
No shit.
To try to talk to them because the district here has a transgender.
He's an Army vet, Afghan.
What part of Virginia?
Yeah, I'm a Marine Corps.
So. Marine Corps. Sorry, Andrew.
You up in Quantico?
Yeah. Marine Corps infantry 0313.
So that's up Northern Virginia.
Are you in Northern Virginia, Andrew?
Yeah, I'm in Northern Virginia.
Yeah, I mean, you're in the right spot up there. Virginia is purple because of DC. You got the swamp of DC right there, Northern Virginia, all voting Democrat. I think the best way, I think right now is incredible, getting in the Moss and convincing them that's the way to go. That's brilliant. But also just with the local communities, talk to the local communities, talk to their local people, the local law enforcement, and someone's got to say what's actually happening around here. And with communism comes a crime. With communism, they need the unrest. The unrest is caused by crime. And it's all on purpose. So yeah, I would literally talk to my neighbors about everything from emergency food generators and the Second Amendment to what's happening in DC, what's actually happening, the difference between people who are looking out for themselves, their careers, or people looking out for their neighbors. Simple. I got to bounce here in a second.
Rob, I'm going to take one last phone call and then I'm going to kick you out of here. But I don't know if we vote our way out. I did see Virginia just pass 50 new taxes. That's fantastic. And the people in charge gave themselves 150% pay raise. That's really good. 50 new taxes in Virginia.
Yeah, well, that's what Democrats do to fund all their free shit. So you, as a Democrat voter, you should realize that the stuff they're promising, you're paying. If you have a job, you're paying for all that free shit, man.
Let's grab this one. Where are you calling from? What's your name? Last call. What you got?
Louisiana.
Louisiana. What you got?
I'm just amazed at how easy American people are distracted from the fact that Somalians and other people are spending our tax money riding around in Lamborghinis, and nobody's even talking about it anymore. It should rule every platform.
But you know what? Those same people would be pissed off if gas went up 10 cents overnight.
Right?
Absolutely.
Have you got a question for Rob? Now's your chance.
No, just thank you for your service, man. You're a true
Thanks,
hero.
bro. I appreciate it. I always have a blast when I come to Louisiana. The best food in the country is down there, man.
What part of Louisiana are you in? I got a lot of family in Houma, and they do not mess around.
Baton Rouge.
Okay, I appreciate you. You take care. Stay safe. God bless you.
I did a lot of fishing in Cocodrie over there in Houma.
I know exactly where you're at. Yeah. I got a lot of family in Pontchartrain. The best people in the world. Until you cross them, you will take a one-way trip on a shrimp boat. You know it as good as I do.
You got that, brother.
God bless you. Rob, I'm going to kick you out of here, man. Thanks for dropping
Hey, let's
in.
do this again soon. This is too much fun.
Welcome back anytime.
All right, brother. Thank you so much.
God bless you. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Rob O'Neill. And I'll grab some more phone calls. If anybody else wants to call in, feel free. 615-475-7864. You're just going to talk to me now. I don't know what you think about the Rob O'Neill interview. Did you like having Rob on? I think he's a hell of a good dude. Let's see here. Rob, was that a good guess? Let's go here. Line 3. What do you got, line 3? Go ahead, line 3.
Hello.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah, this is Jim. I'm also calling from Louisiana today.
Good morning, sir.
My question to you, my friend, is do you believe what's going on right now? Obviously, Minnesota is part of this, but there's other situations going on here. This seems to me like a color revolution. It doesn't seem like anything natural. I just wanted to see what your thoughts were.
I believe the term color revolution has it's the new catchphrase. I believe that's the new catchphrase that's going around. And it seems like if you do a little research, there's a lot of similarities into it. And that was all, I believe it goes back to the Soviets, to the Balkan states. I believe it goes back to in Georgia, not Georgia as in the United States, Georgia in Europe. I think they called that the Rose Revolution. I believe in Ukraine, they called it the Orange Revolution. I believe in Kyrgyzstan, they called it it was like the purple. So I believe it's a nice way to say we're being destabilized. You can call it whatever you want. We're being destabilized.
Yeah, I really think we're in the vulcanization stage at this point, and it is pretty sad.
It is. How do you think we get our way out of it? Because Rob and I agree, this is an ideology. This is a paid ideology. How do you think that we get out of it? What are your thoughts?
I think that really the only way we can solve these issues is to keep putting the truth out there. Seeing these individuals that are involved in these things, knowing that money's coming from different NGOs and different large money donors. You basically have to just keep the public aware of who these people are, what their backgrounds are, what they've actually been up to compared to the snippets that they're showing as to what they're doing on the streets, to get the truth out there, because that's the main thing that changes people's minds, is actually seeing the truth. And we seem to have been turning our back on God all this time, and it seems like now we're starting to pay for that.
I agree with you. I think the number one problem in America, my opinion, you don't have to agree with me, is the education in the school system. We're the only country in the world that allows people that hate America to teach our kids. Thank you for calling. God bless you. Great call. Did you read the book Chicken Hawk? Weird comment there. Weird comment. Never read the book Chicken Hawk. Send me a link. I just Rob sent me this book quite a while back. This is the Operator book, and there you go. And if you want to get a copy of one autographed and by Rob, feel free. I'll put a link in the chat. He'll definitely autograph it and send it to you. Lines are open. Let's go right here. What do you got? Line 5. What do you got?
Oh, one
Turn
thing
the audio down in the background.
Spanberger and Obama and NAACP supporting her. I think it's hilarious.
Okay, great. You live in Virginia?
No, sir. I live in Wisconsin my whole life. Anyways, but I still have a voice. I'm a Marine, a father of 10 and grandfather of 19, so I'm really watching this stuff.
What do you think? I think Wisconsin's the next battleground. That's the big one. That's an easy flip for the Democrats.
Wisconsin is always been a crazy state. We used to be socialist. That worked, but I think there's more shenanigans going on in the back doors and darkness than probably some of the states that are so obvious, you know.
I appreciate you calling. Thank you, sir.
Thank you much, and keep up the good work, boss. I love you.
Thank you very much. God bless you. You know, as many trolls as I get, it's always nice to get a compliment. Thank you so much. I'm sure I'll get a lot of trolls for bringing Rob on. I'm sure we will. I've had other people on that are controversial. I work in the veterans realm. And I talk about the news. Trudy, thank you for the memberships. Trudy, thank you.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
Hallelujah. And boom shagalaka.
Always try to get new members on the channel. That's what keeps the channel alive. Lines are open 615-475-7864. Let me know what you think. If you live in Virginia, I want to show you something that some of you might not be aware of. Let's grab this call real quick. Where is that at? Brian, Lima, Ohio. What do you got, Brian?
Hey, good morning, Ben. I'll tell you what. That Rob O'Neill, that's one hell of a dude.
I think he's as American as it gets. I think
no joke.
I think what you see is what you get.
Yep.
If you don't like it, I don't think he cares. He's very opinionated. I'm opinionated. I'm an expert on my opinion. That's just
I didn't mind the F-bombs. My question is, they talked about the Communist Act of 1954.
Sure.
Why in the hell aren't they, because it makes it illegal for communists communism to be practiced in the United States. So why the hell is Zoltar Mamdani in office? I mean,
Brian, hold on. Brian, hold on.
Yep.
Just because it's illegal doesn't mean people are not going to do it. Selling drugs is illegal. You know as good as I do, you probably live 5 minutes from where you can go buy some drugs. Appreciate you, brother. Great call. Just because it's illegal doesn't mean it doesn't happen. That's called utopia. Off grid, please explain to me how any veteran can support the protesters. They all, well, not all, there's a lot that do. If you live in Virginia, I'm about to upset you. While I upset you with this clip, I am going to go refill my coffee. But we'll talk about how angry you're going to be after this clip.
So about 2 weeks ago, y'all gave Democrats in Virginia complete control. And in those 2 weeks, not only have they passed more than 50 new taxes, but they've also given themselves a 150% raise. Is this what you voted for? Let me just tell you some of these taxes. So first off, they added additional local sales tax. They added new personal and property tax on electric leaf blowers and electric landscape equipment. So if you went green instead of using the gas powered, you're about to pay for it. There's a new employer tax, a new gun and ammo tax, a delivery tax, which will hit you if you use Uber Eats, DoorDash, Amazon, an investment income tax, an event tax, a concert tax, a storage facility tax. So if you have stuff in storage, you got to pay an extra tax for that. A gym membership tax. Can't have y'all getting healthy or anything. A dog walking tax and a dog grooming tax. Counseling tax, for those of you that are seeing a therapist. New digital personal property tax. They haven't given us the details on that one. A new car tax, a used car tax. They're adding an additional hotel tax, a dry cleaning tax, a home repair tax, a vehicle repair tax, and to round it all off, statewide speed cameras. And then remember, for all of their efforts, they gave themselves a 150% raise. This is what you get when Democrats have complete power. I hope you enjoy it, Virginia.
All right, we're back. Now, how upset are you after watching that? Does anybody live in Virginia? Do you live in Virginia? Are you upset yet? Okay, let me go back here. Good grief. I had to put on, daughter got me this hat. There we go. But I want to know what you think about how does that one make you feel, right? How does that clip make you feel if you live in Virginia? That's the one that I want to talk about. Let's grab some calls here. 615-475-7864. 50 new taxes, given their own pay, 150% increase. Woo! Tell me what you think about Virginia right now. Got the Rush Limbaugh mug refilled. Let's go right here. Line 2. What do you got? Line 2. What you got?
Yes. With the Virginia taxes, I think it's crazy myself, but I live in South Carolina. I just hope it never comes here.
Oh, it's on its way. It's on its way. You know that. You know.
Hope not.
Well, I mean, you've got Lindsey Graham and Tim Scott, two amazing senators, and you got James Clyburn, right? I mean, what was in it? You had Governor, what was her name? Nikki Haley. She was supposed to save America. She couldn't save South Carolina. I think a lot of people were glad to get rid of Nikki Haley. What are your thoughts on Nikki Haley?
Yeah, I hated what she did with the Confederate flag stuff. It was crazy.
Part of a lot of people have mentioned a color revolution. One of the ways that you start a revolution, erase the history. And that's what Nikki Haley helped do, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was really funny because I went to a NASCAR race and she was there with, I don't know, 100 rebel flags flying over her head. It really was hypocritical of me.
Let me ask you this. In the big scheme of things, right now, the rainbow flag is a symbol of some stuff I don't agree with, right? But you will get in more trouble for burning a rainbow flag than if you burned an American flag. That's part of the, quote, color revolution. Thank you for calling. God bless you. And I'm a big NASCAR fan. A good friend of mine is a driver as well, and I appreciate it. You take care, brother. God bless you. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. I appreciate y'all calling. Let's see here. Line 3. What do you got, line 3?
Hey, what do you say, Ben? Joey from Wisconsin.
Jury,
first
I
off, digging the
say,
hat, bro.
God bless
Looking
America.
sharp.
Thank you.
I feel that this is a classic example, Virginia. Oh, sorry. When you vote with hate, that this is the result.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because Sears was a good candidate, black. Oh, all of a sudden she's bad. You know what I mean? When you're so blinded with hate, like New York and some of these other places, when you see these 3 girls jumping up and down cheering for Sharia law, low IQ voters completely blinded by hate, brother. You know what I mean? And they know it. I feel like in the last 10 years, they have exploited the mentally ill and turned them into a dysfunctional army willing to do anything.
You know, if Winsome Sears would have been a Democrat, she would probably be the presidential candidate for 2028.
Oh, 100%, my brother, 100%.
Black female Marine?
They're blind.
Black female Marine? Could it be a better candidate for the Democrat Party?
Oh, 100%, my brother. Just want to get my little thing in there. Love you, love your show, and keep wearing that hat.
How did you like having Rob on? How did you like having Rob on?
That was great. I mean, you need people to speak their mind and not be afraid. And you know what? At this point, if people are offended by a couple of F-bombs, time to toughen up, Buttercup, because we're in for a ride, and then backing down and being sensitive is not the time right now.
If you're offended by language, you're going to be more offended when the Democrat Party kicks your door in. That's my theory.
Oh, yeah.
Brother. God bless you.
You too. Bye.
God bless you. Lines are open. 615-475-7864. Talk to me. Line 6. We're way down the switchboard. What do you got?
Rick from the red state of Michigan.
Talk to me, Rick.
How about
What you
that
got?
song you were talking about earlier? Oh, the times they are changing.
Absolutely. I saw Bob Dylan in concert once. He came out on stage. He played about 6 chords of a song, collapsed, dead drunk. We didn't even get our money back. Go ahead. What you got?
1975, I saw Led Zeppelin. Jimmy Page passed out on the stage. I know the feeling.
I've got a Jimmy Page story that'll blow your mind. But go ahead. What would you like to say? And then I'll tell you my Jimmy Page story.
Okay. The way to stop all the madness. What do they call that when the Senate and all the Republicans and Democrats, and he's speaking and he's talking to everybody, the United States, he's talking to everybody. What they do is they close the doors and tells everybody, well, especially the Democratic Party, in your house right now, you're all under arrest. Leave. And arrest them all.
So
because the Democrats are what's causing this.
I don't think there's a whole big difference between the Democrat Party and an actual terrorist organization right now.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And all these Democrats do. I mean, you want to hear a funny story? I started my company last year with Joe Biden as president. It's called MEGAPIX. I buy and sell stocks. Mega for Trump, Pix for Elon Musk. My X's look like SpaceX.
Send me a link. I'd love to help you advertise for it. Send me a link.
And MEGAPIX, my motto is we identify as $1 billion corporation. To me, that's just hilarious.
Sure.
We identify.
Well, let me let you go. I'm going to tell you my Jimmy Page story, okay? Take care, brother. God bless you. So picture this. I think it was 1999. Young, drunk sailor living in London, England. Maybe 2000. Something like that. I don't even know the year. I was probably too drunk. Living in England, had a girlfriend. Her brother had a landscaping business, gardening business, whatever you call it. We go out and get ridiculously drunk most nights. And his name was John. And we go out and get drunk. Next morning, John says, hey, I got to go pick up some equipment. I was like, okay, cool. And he's like, you want to go with me? I'll buy you breakfast, buy you an English breakfast. I'm like, yeah, all right, cool. I'm all about an English breakfast, full English, right? So we're riding out to Windsor. It's about 40 miles, I want to say west. Yeah, 40 miles west of London. We're riding out there. We pull up at this big gate. He puts in the code. We're driving up this long driveway. I look off to the left. There's this gazebo with a skeleton in the gazebo sitting at a drum set. And I'm like, man, I'm hungover, but something ain't right here. Okay. Like, man, what's going on here? We pull up at this house that looks like a castle. I look at John and I'm like, John, whose house is this? He's like, oh, some old rocker. And I can't do a British accent, even though I lived there for a long time. He's like, some old rocker, mate. I was like, okay. So we're loading up equipment, weed eaters, shovels. I think they call them spades, whatever. And I'm feeling hungover. I need a drink of water. So I'm walking around the house looking for a hose to get a drink. This dude steps out, looks homeless, beard, long hair. He's looking at me and he's like in pajamas. He's looking at me. He's like, can I help you? I was like, I really need something to drink. And he's like, you're a Yank. And I was like, yeah, I'm from Alabama. He's like, you're from Alabama. I was like, yeah. He's like, well, come on in. And he invites me into his house and makes me a cup of tea. Makes me a cup of tea. And I still don't know who the dude is. I'm looking around the kitchen, the house, and there's all these like giant pieces of art. There's like an Andy Warhol. There's all this like art. And I'm looking at these gold records on the wall. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then he like walks out or something. And I'm nosy and I go over and look. And there's a gold record. It's a Led Zeppelin gold record on the wall. And I'm looking, I'm like, holy crap. And then he comes walking back in with a bunch of little dogs, those little teacup, whatever you call them, Yorkies. And then this hot chick comes walking in. And I look at him right there and I'm like, you're Jimmy Page. And he kind of just starts laughing. He's like, yeah, so. And I was like, I was just flat. I still will never forget that till the day I die. Do I agree with him politically? No, but I love the music. You can't make that story up. I loved it. Loved every second of it. Lines are open 615-475-7864. Jimmy Page could be one of the greatest guitarists ever. I think Roy Clark is the greatest. I wish I would have asked him at that time. I had the one chance to ask him who was the greatest guitarist, and I missed it. I would have loved to have heard who Jimmy Page thought was the greatest guitarist. Virginia's red. This was Northern Virginia that did this to us. Well, it doesn't seem red then, does it? Patches. You want Virginia to be red. If Northern Virginia controlled the state, then maybe they're blue. Lines are open 615-475-7864. If you've got questions, comments, concerns, cuss words, you want to talk about anything that I showed this morning on the show, feel free. You want to talk about what's happening in Los Angeles? We can do that. If you want to talk about, let's do this one. Wait, let me grab that call again. Let me grab that. There we go. Line 5. What do you got, line 5?
Hey, you can't just tell us that Jimmy Page story without saying, did you drink the tea with him? Did you shoot the shit? What happened?
I had an entire cup of tea. He gave me a guided tour of the house of all the stuff. I've got a photo of Jimmy Page and myself somewhere here from whenever I looked young. And I've got an autographed album. I think it was called The Streets of Clarksville. I'll dig it out. I've got an autograph album with Jimmy Page. And I even said to him, because I was hungover, I was like, I guess you got to be an old rich rocker to get a wife like this. Or maybe it was girlfriend. Yeah.
Your typical sailor. I would have done the same thing. I'm Navy too. Peace out, man. Bye.
Hey, I appreciate you. Nothing like getting over a hangover with Jimmy Page, right? Over a cup of tea. Take care. Appreciate you.
You know, we've actually met before, but I can't remember where. I don't think it was in the Navy. I think you were in Kansas on a hunting trip.
Kansas. I've been on a couple of hunting trips. Northern Kansas with my father-in-law. I've been up there doing some deer hunting and actually some pheasant hunting up there.
Were you there in Harveyville about 2 years ago?
I don't know the name of the town, but I was up there about 2 years ago.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. I just see you on TV and I go, I've met this guy, but I can't remember where. But anyway, have a good day. Bye.
Take care, brother. God bless you. Typical sailor. Typical sailor. Doesn't remember. Yeah. Let's see here. Thank you, service. Uniquely blessed. Chicken Hawk was written by a Huey helicopter pilot in Vietnam. I'm going to check that book out. Let me show you this, because I think this lady had a good opportunity to be a lot of things to a lot of people. And I believe she screwed up big time. What are your thoughts on this one? Let's go right here. Tell me what you think about old MTG with this clip.
And Marjorie, you look like the person who had more integrity than the rest of them. It's amazing the transformation you went. Kind of the what? I mean, it's sort of the, Liz Cheney 2.0,
I wouldn't say that. No, definitely not.
No, neither with Liz. Right?
Neither with Liz. No, not a good comparison.
Is Marjorie Taylor Greene Liz Cheney 2.0? I think she could be. I think Marjorie Taylor Greene could definitely be considered Liz Cheney 2.0. Just my opinion. Let's go here. I'll trigger the algo with these people.
Leader Jeffries, what do you make of Anna Paulina Luna talking about attaching the SAVE Act to the DHS funding bill when it comes back to the House with the amendments made for DHS?
That's not happening. The reality is, what's in front of us right now is that ICE needs to be dramatically and totally reformed. Big changes are needed that are bold and transformative, period, full stop.
Do you support the SAVE Act, voter ID for elections?
Watch the hands. Watch the hands. It's a distraction.
Do you support that?
We support dramatic changes to the manner in which DHS has been conducting itself. Taxpayer dollars should not be used to kill and brutalize American people and to violently target law-abiding immigrants. It's not a controversial position. It's the position that the overwhelming majority of the American people hold, including apparently now the NRA.
What about the FBI raid in Fulton County? Are you concerned any fraud's going to be uncovered there?
Donald Trump continues to want to litigate the fact that he lost the 2020 election. I don't understand how he thinks this is going to help his position, which is failing before the American people.
Leader Jeffries, what do you make of?
What do you think about that? Marjorie Taylor Greene, Hakeem Jeffries. They're not very different, are they? Not very different at all. There's not a whole lot of separation between the two. And I believe because there's no separation between the two, you get this.
Check in with Corrine Winter. These are live images of a protest going on in downtown Los Angeles. This is considered an ICE out rally. It's a national movement today here in the United States.
This was yesterday.
Is on the ground. Also, we have Sky 5 above this. Corrine, we've seen so many protesters here showing up. Really interesting.
Yeah, we moved closer to Spring and Temple, and I think the answer as to why the crowds remain here packing Spring Street. Well, look, you can see as the vehicles go by, from buses to cars, they have their bullhorns, Lou and Glenn. They have their signs. They're chanting ICE out. And so this is where they're going to be for quite some time.
Do you think Marjorie Taylor Greene makes a guest appearance at a rally? You think she'll make a guest appearance at a rally? I think she could.
A partial shutdown, but it's not expected to last long as the Senate cuts a deal to advance a spending package without DHS funding.
Meanwhile, anti-ICE protests are erupting across the country with multiple arrests made outside of a federal detention center in Los Angeles.
Maddie Rivera is live in Washington with the details. Hey, Maddie.
Hi, good morning. So most federal offices are closed through the weekend. So the effects of the shutdown may be minimal if the House votes to pass the bill when they return to D.C. on Monday. Democrats see this as a win, though. The package only funds DHS for 2 weeks. And during that time, Dems say they'll have negotiations on how to overhaul immigration enforcement.
Senate Democrats will not support a DHS bill unless it reins in ICE and ends the violence, ending the roving patrols. 2, enforce accountability. Masks off, body cameras on, no secret police. Every officer must have clear identification.
In a call with House Republicans on Friday, House Speaker Mike Johnson said he wants a vote on the Senate deal Monday night. Johnson saying, I'm going to encourage you. No, I'm going to beg you to get back on Sunday night. It's very frustrating. I have been very frustrated by all of this, but I've got to tip my hat to the president. He knows the art of the deal. Meantime, as protests continue in Minneapolis, former CNN anchor Don Lemon says he's promising to fight the charges against him. Lemon is accused of conspiracy to deprive rights and violation of the FACE Act for his involvement in the anti-ICE protest that disrupted services at a Minnesota church earlier this month.
The First Amendment of the Constitution protects that work for me and for countless of other journalists who do what I do. I stand with all of them, and I will.
Why would he ever have his white husband there? Colonizer.
Not be silenced. I look forward to my day in court.
Our Matt Finn asked Lemon questions at his court appearance in Los Angeles Friday.
Don, the indictment says that you protected the address. You protected the element of surprise. You kissed the organizer on camera. Do you consider yourself a participant or a journalist? Don, the indictment says you blocked people and didn't leave the property after the pastor asked you to. Should you have left?
Lemon's next court appearance is scheduled for February 9th in Minneapolis. Charlie, Rachel, and Griff.
I mean, what do you think about Don Lemon, right? I mean, he's just a journalist. He's just a journalist. He's going to be, he's going to do journalist things, right? Don Lemon's probably a nice guy. Tommy, what's up, Tommy? You don't know the greatest guitar player of all time. He's probably out there unknown. You might be right.
Don Lemon has been arrested. Could this change democracy forever? No. But this is where the libs draw the line. Not when Donald Trump was shot in the ear, not when the second attempt was made, not when Charlie Kirk was shot in front of the entire world, not when they impeached Trump over a phone call or made one misdemeanor that was a way past the statute of limitation that turned into 34 felonies, charged him and convicted him, the former and soon-to-be sitting president, by a hand-selected jury. No, that wasn't changing democracy, TMZ. Not when Barack Obama, the political opponent of Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, funneled known fake information called the Russian dossier into the highest levels of law enforcement to say that Trump was a Russian asset. That didn't change democracy forever? Or when 51 former intel officials told us that Hunter Biden's laptop wasn't real, the laptop that was dropped off by Hunter Biden with a receipt signed by Hunter Biden, with Hunter Biden's email and phone number on it, with pictures of Hunter Biden doing crack with hookers in bathtubs, driving 174 miles per hour. Now, 51 former intel officials told us not to believe that. That didn't change our democracy? Or when they forced you to get vaccinated? No, that wasn't. Oh, that's literally fascism. Apparently the line for TMZ, like some lowlife, has this journalist they're calling Don Lemon, who just wanted his 5 minutes of fame and was shocked when he messed around and found out, that's where those losers draw the line. Don Lemon getting arrested for a premeditated invasion of a church on a Sunday. Arresting him for that is an attack on democracy? Okay. Why aren't these people just as outraged when, I don't know, pick another thing. Obama spied on the AP and our own Newsmax James Rosen. Cops stood by while Andy Ngo got his butt kicked by protesters in the street while being a journalist. When the mob went after Cam Higbee, Nick Sorter, Nick Shirley, when 8 of the people charged on J6 were more of a journalist than Don Lemon ever was or will be. John Sullivan, Tim Guinat, Sean Witzman, Steve Baker, Steve Horn, who we're going to have on in just a minute about this. Some of them didn't even go into the Capitol, but they were covering it and they were arrested. No one ever even asked them to leave, like they did to Don Lemon, but they had their lives ruined while Don Lemon cheered about it and talked about accountability. Where were these same people when Tom Homan had to send his family into hiding because of the mob, or when Sarah Huckabee was kicked out of a restaurant for literally speaking on behalf of the president? Is that not free speech? Don Lemon is a hack. CNN fired Don Lemon for a litany of things, including his tanking ratings. And
you have to be retarded to get fired from CNN.
Saying that Nikki Haley was not in her prime too, but I'll leave you with what Kamala Harris told us.
On that day, we saw violence, chaos, and lawlessness. But some so-called leaders still tried to mislead and gaslight by claiming it was a peaceful protest. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I could imagine. Kind of like when they broke into that church. If karma had a face, it would be grinning ear to ear while scrolling through the lib meltdowns on social media.
Is he wrong? No one's above the law, right? No one is above the law. Even Don said it. Listen to Don.
Nobody is above the law. Nobody's above the law. Nobody is above the law.
I love it. I love that Don even said it. Nobody's above the law. You heard it from Don. Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't think she's above the law, is she? Look at this. Look at the photo here. There's Don with his mug. Don looks pretty rough. Must have had a rough night at the Blue Oyster. The Blue Oyster was cheap drinks that night. Drink better vodka. Look at this. I still think Trump's mugshot's better. Which mugshot's better? Don Lemon in an orange jumpsuit. Orange is the new black. Orange is the new black. Or Don's. Don Trump, Don Lemon. Camera 1, camera 2. Remember, like you go use your eyes tested and they're like lens 1, lens 2, lens 1, lens. I love that. I love getting my eyes checked. I think I need my eyes checked just watching some of these criminals. Let's go here. CNN is now blaming Governor Abbott. Basically said should have kept all the illegals in Texas.
The surge of migration that's where the deficit from the southern border, which was facilitated by Governor Abbott in Texas, did create a financial hole for cities like New York, Washington, D.C., Chicago, et cetera.
Did you hear that? Governor Abbott caused the problem in Chicago and New York. By not keeping all the illegals, he caused the truth.
The surge of migration that's where the deficit from the southern border, which was facilitated by Governor Abbott in Texas, did create a financial hole for cities like New York, Washington, D.C., Chicago, et cetera.
What do you think about that? Can we blame Governor Abbott for everything? Did Governor Abbott cause all the problems? Right? If you live in Texas, I want to get your opinion. This is crazy. Illegal aliens opening fire on a Texas freeway. Illegals shooting at cars in Texas. This is 2 men, New Year's Eve gunfire incident, downtown Dallas. Dallas police, it took them till Wednesday. The Margaret McDermott Bridge. They got 100 shell casings from these. You want to see the video? You want to see the video? Of course you want to see the video. Of course you want to see it. Let's go right here. I'll show you the video. Here you go. There's no audio. Wait. Here we go. What do you think about this? This is in Texas. Why haven't somebody said I live in Texas? This is the first thing I heard about this. Why is this the first thing you've heard about this? Texas. 3 illegal aliens were arrested for opening fire on a Texas freeway, shooting at a family in a road rage incident. 2 of the aliens, Anthony asshole, and Jose asshole Sanchez, were arrested after they fired their weapons from the Margaret McDermott Bridge on New Year's Eve. The 3rd alien, Anderson asshole Lara, was arrested after he opened fire on a Texas family in a road rage incident in November. The illegals posted the shocking footage to TikTok. Right? Wait, what? They're illegals. They came in through Joe Biden's border. We'll call it the Biden border. Call it the Biden border here. 2 men have been arrested. Investigation began after social media videos viewed worldwide. Police identified the subjects, Anthony asshole, Jose asshole, and Aaron asshole. Both men are facing charges of discharging a firearm in municipalities. Why aren't they facing charges of attempted murder? Why isn't that the charge? Right? Why isn't that the charge? Huh. Somebody said, why take them alive? Oh, come on. I can't even I can't even I can't approach that conversation. I can't talk about that one. Right. We can't go there. We can't go there. Right. Let's go here. Lines are open. Let's grab a couple of phone calls here. I don't know if any of y'all were aware of the Wild West that is actually occurring in Texas, Dallas, Texas. Grassy knoll. Well, it was on an interstate overpass, not really a grassy knoll. Here, line 2. What do you got, line 2?
Hey, this is Rick calling back. That was an awesome Jimmy Page story, by the way.
Thank you very much.
And that hat you're wearing reminds me of my grandfather, so I appreciate you. You have no idea.
This is a Stetson. What you got?
That's cool. I have one. I don't wear it.
Well, you should. You damn sure should.
I should. That clip that you just showed with those guns, those Mexicans or whatever the hell they were shooting off the rifles. You know what that does? That makes me want to buy more guns.
Why is it the mainstream news? Why is the mainstream news hiding that story?
That is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
Have you seen any mainstream news?
No.
Covering that?
No.
That's downtown Dallas. Well, I don't know if it's downtown. It's Dallas. The one guy had a fully automatic weapon. He's here illegally. I'm assuming probably supplied by Fast and Furious, Eric Holder, Barack Obama, right?
Yep.
Why is that not getting any airtime? That's my thing.
It's terrifying. And I don't know. Hey, listen, I appreciate you, okay? You're my favorite show.
Well,
I watch you every day.
That you have bad taste.
and I respect that you were in our military. And
thank you so much.
Thank you for your service.
Appreciate you.
Have a good one.
God bless you. Why is the mainstream media sitting on that story? Just peacefully discharging weapons into the interstate. I mean, nothing wrong with that. Let's go line 4. What do you got, line 4? Turn the audio down. I will hang up on you so fast.
It's down.
What you got?
Hey, have you ever heard of a guy named Vincent Vargas?
Vincent Vargas. I've had Vincent on my show before. Of course I have.
Oh my gosh. Did you see his 2 shows he done on Kentucky Cartel?
I have. It should scare the shit out of most Americans, but they won't be scared because they don't know. Those things are suppressed.
Wow. What information.
Yeah. Yeah, Vincent's awesome. I think he used to be a border patrol agent, officer, whatever you want to call it. Thank you for calling. Appreciate you. God bless you. Somebody says, thank you, service. Great nation. Okay. All right. Let's thank you very much for that call. God bless you. Let's see here. Lines are flying. What do we got? Line 5.
Hey, Ben. Hey, I'm from California, Commie, California.
Sorry.
And yeah, me too. And I'm retired Army.
Thank you.
And
thank you for your service.
You're very welcome. You're welcome. What I want to say is we need to bring in our military to handle this because our country is on the verge of just collapsing. And the Democrats at the top are using these zombies as a weapon. And we need to get in control of this. We need our veterans out there that love our country, that protected this country from the craziness that is happening to our American citizens being murdered, raped. And us veterans are sitting back and we're just wanting to take control because we fought, we bled to protect our country and our American people. And, we just all need to get involved because this is getting out of hand. And that's
agree.
The way I feel about it.
Thank you for your call. I appreciate you. I've got to flush a troll in the chat. And thank you for calling. I appreciate you. Thank you for your service. God bless you. God bless you. God bless America. Let me go ahead and flush a troll in the chat. I don't know where this came from. Pretty good 80. We are proud of our trans host. Yes, I am definitely a transmission mechanic. I drive a 50 1-year-old Ford truck with 4 on the floor, and I have to know how to work on it. But you, pretty good. Looks like you did marry a transmission mechanic from Thailand yourself. There we go. Let's go ahead and flush that person. Thank you very much. And you are banned. Banned. Yeah, there you go. You're banned. Thank you. Haven't used the toilet on the channel today. So there you go. Thank you very much for the first flush of the day. Thank you very much for the thank you very much for subscribing, waiting long enough in the chat to actually make a comment and then getting flushed. Line 3. What do you got, line 3? The heavy breathing doesn't turn me on. Yeah, what you got?
How you doing today?
Great.
Good. I'm in South Florida. I didn't serve any military time, but I did 20 years of tower work.
What does that mean?
And,
tower work. I don't know what that means.
I built cellular and broadcast towers, anything from 200 to 2,000 feet.
2,000 feet tall?
Yes, sir.
Whoa. Thank you for your service. Appreciate you. What would you like to say?
Thank you. Well, I am, as an American citizen, we are all just tired of the lies, and we have a Tower of Babel from 2001 until now. We have the planes into the buildings. We have COVID. There's so many lies, and I'm just tired of it. You know, as an American citizen, I wake up every morning and I got 18 Mexicans living next door to me in a house that was transferred into 6 apartments, basically.
They're all Democrat voters.
You know? Oh, yeah. And then right around on my block alone, you can get 200 illegals out.
You sound like you live in a very
That's
nice
just scary.
neighborhood. That's a peaceful neighborhood.
Well, I do live in a decent neighborhood, but it's just that when they all came here, whatever cartel money was here, they went out and bought all the houses and then moved in all the Mexicans or illegals. But they won't, like you and I can't go work on their house. They only let Mexicans work on it. You know?
Yeah, of course.
So I basically lost all my work from 19 until now because I remodeled. So during COVID, you couldn't go outside, couldn't do anything, couldn't work. And then you come up with, all the illegals showing up and you can't get a decent job or a decent wage.
Are you blaming the illegals?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Well, actually, no. I'm going to blame Biden because if I lived where they lived, I'd jump and run and swim a river too. But we just need to get rid of 35 million. All of them need to go.
I agree with you 1,000%.
All of them since 1975 need to be out of here. So,
hey,
you have a great day and a blessed day.
1975 is the year of my truck. That's the year of my pickup truck. You take care, brother.
Oh, yeah?
Appreciate you. I'll show you right now. I'll show you. Take care. Somebody said they wanted to have a peek at my pickup truck. All right, let's go. Let's go. This is my Ford. It's a 302 with 4 in the floor, baby. I got to know how to work on a transmission if you drive this. That's my old pickup right there. 302. Got the oil rag right there, right? You got to know how to work on know how to work on an old truck. You got to know how to work on an old truck. There we go. Dave. Where's Dave? Where's Dave?
Who is it?
It's me, Dave. Open up, man. I got the stuff.
Dave's not here.
Dave's not here. It does have an 8-track player in the truck. Absolutely. Somali police officer shot Justin. Please Google. I have Parkinson's. Can't type. I have no idea who that is. Load the buses and deport. I agree with you. Lines are open. 615-475-7864. Sharp F100. Thank you, buddy. It's a 1975. It has 92,000. We just hit 92,000 on the odometer. It's got air conditioning. power steering, 8-track, and cruise control. All factory. I'm the second owner. Bought it from the original owner. It's called Meadow Green. Meadow Green. Talk to me. Line 6. Where are you calling from?
Buffalo, New York. Hi, Ben. My name is Kathy. Just a quick thing. When you were showing the Texas machine gun shooting in Dallas, is it possible to make a short and have that? And that will go viral. I'm telling you.
I'll try to do that.
Stuff. Huh?
I'll try to do that. I don't know how to do a lot of that either, but how crazy is that?
That's crazy. That is crazy, and it needs to go viral. And I know these shorts, they make it a lot farther because people have a short attention span.
Why do you think the news media didn't show this?
Oh my God, they don't want us knowing how bad it is.
That's
They
true,
don't
isn't
want
it?
us knowing how bad it is because that would lend to the fact that we need ice.
I agree with you. I'll play this
Amen.
clip again to let people know what we're talking about. I'll play it again. Thank you so much for calling. God bless you. Somebody asked if my Ford had the wide seat belts. Yeah, it's got real wide green seat belts with a big old silver buckle that you could knock somebody's teeth out with. That's what it's got. Let me play this clip again of the illegal shooting up the interstate. You want to see that again? You want to see that? I'll play it again, Sam. This is downtown Dallas, Texas. Buckle up. These are the illegals shooting up the interstate. Why didn't the news media show this? Good muzzle control there. Where did he get a fully automatic weapon at? I heard somebody say that. Where did he get that at? Right, okay. Where did he get that? Would you look at that? Would you look at that? But yet Trump's the problem. President Trump's the problem. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Trump's the problem, right? Uh-huh. Huh, weird. Would you look at that? That's them being arrested. So they arrested him, but they had no news coverage. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Wonder why they don't, let me ask you this. If those are the ones that they caught, how many did they not catch? But illegals can't buy guns. They don't need to buy them. The cartel gives them the guns. Come on. Lines are open, 615. I don't know if I want to do this. Line 5. You got line 5.
Hey, Ben, thanks for answering, man. I just want to tell you that's the greatest rock and roll story I've ever heard.
I've got a few, but Jimmy Page made me a cup of tea and I enjoyed it. And I'll tell you this, he drinks PG Tips tea, and that's what I have PG Tips in the cupboard.
How was your friend able to, was he his gardener or something?
He was his landscaping guy, and and he had no idea who he was.
Did he really look homeless?
He looked like a homeless person with a hat on and pajamas.
That is so great, man. I love it. Thanks for that this morning, man. Thank you, man.
I love Jimmy Page. I still don't think he's the greatest guitarist ever. I still would go with Roy Clark.
Yeah, Roy is fantastic. I'm a big Roy Clark and Buck Owens fan from Southern Cal, and they're great. Yeah, Page is one of the best, but there's a lot of guys out there. Thanks a lot, Ben.
Take care, buddy. Appreciate you, Tommy. Get to feeling better. God bless you. Tommy, the guitar man, down in South Florida. South Florida. Lines are open 615-475-7864. I had a cup of tea with Jimmy Page. Line 3. What do you got, line 3?
Am I on?
You are. What you got?
Okay, we're looking at, I'm in Oklahoma, and we've got this open primary push. There's some investigation on that. There's a national organization that's funding it, and then it's all Democratic run.
Okay.
So what we're looking at are these NGOs that are funding all this stuff, and how did they get all that money from our government without our side knowing that money was going there? There's where I'm at with it. What do you think?
They all know. They all know. They're all complicit. They're all in on it. It's a big game. We're not in it. Appreciate you calling. God bless you. In the chat, do me a favor. Who's the greatest guitar player ever? I'm saying Roy Clark. I'm saying Roy Clark, but I'd love to get your opinion. Just food for thought. Lines are open 615-475. Let's go here. Talk to me, line 3. What do you got, line 3?
Hey, Ben, this is Kevin from Alabama.
Kevin in Alabama. Roll damn tide. What you got, brother?
Hey, that video you guys was playing earlier with those kids shooting the rifles in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone keeps calling it machine gun and full auto. This, that, no, this is not a full auto or a machine gun. It's just a basic AR-15 with a $400 binary trigger in it.
Sure.
Nothing.
Does it matter?
I mean, it's like calling a $200 AR-15 a weapon of war. It's not a weapon of war.
Let me ask you this. Does it matter if you call it a machine gun or a weapon of war?
Yes, it matters because if you use the wrong terms with weapons, it scares liberals.
Let me ask you this. My point is,
rile them up.
My point is this. I don't believe it matters what you call the gun. They're illegal aliens shooting up an interstate. You could call it a water pistol. You could call it a dildo thrower. You could call it a tampon machine. That's the problem.
They could be legal aliens, legal immigrants. Who knows?
The news article
what they're doing is illegal.
No, they are illegal. They were all arrested for being illegal. So don't get hung up on what the gun is called. Nobody cares.
The actions they're doing is illegal. It has nothing to do with the gun.
Wait, what?
The actions they're doing in that video is illegal. You can't shoot a gun off a bridge in the public. That's
so
illegal on its own.
You just said it doesn't matter what the gun is.
People are calling it a machine gun and full auto. It's not none of that.
But who cares what somebody calls the gun? Who cares?
Everybody cares. Liberals care. You call a machine gun a machine gun and it's not a machine gun, they're going to go around saying that they're shooting machine guns when they're not. They're just shooting a semi-auto rifle.
Hold on.
Any gun.
I'm going to slow you down. I'm going to slow you down. Hold on.
What they're showing, go ahead. But you're wrong.
I'm wrong?
The video is wrong. And how you're portraying the video is wrong.
The video is some illegal migrants standing on an overpass shooting at cars.
It's not a machine gun.
I don't give a shit if it's a machine gun. I don't care.
Okay, so just call it a rifle then.
I don't care if it's a pistol. It's illegal aliens shooting at cars. You are retarded.
Correct lawful language.
You are retarded. You are freaking retarded. It doesn't matter if they're throwing dildos at a car. They're on an overpass shooting at cars. And you get hung up on the word machine gun? Are you that freaking dumb that you can't see the forest for the trees? Holy shit. Holy shit. So, my God, what a freaking retard. Let's get rid of this one too. Proud of our, we got more trolls. I love them. Thank you for the trolls. Thank you for the trolls. Line 3. What do you got? Don't be retarded. Just don't be retarded. What do you got, line 3? You're retarded. You are retarded. You are retarded. Hold on. Let's go here. Oh my God. Woo! Man, let me block. I'm just going to put, I typically don't add names to the phone numbers, but I will this one. Retard gun guy. There you go. If you call back, your name is retard gun guy. There you go. Oh my God. Woo. All right. I love it. There we go. Ignorant loon. Yes. Oh. I think it's so funny that someone gets so hung up on what the gun is called. And I don't think I said machine gun. I don't care what you call the gun. Holy shit. Choke yourself, pile. Choke yourself. Bobby, don't be retarded.
Hey, Ben.
Good morning.
How are you? Besides with high blood pressure from the retard from the last call.
Does it matter what the gun is called? It was illegal aliens shooting at cars on an overpass. I don't care if you call it a tampon thrower.
Tampon slinger. Yeah. I mean, that's all that matters. It's, people are going to, it's all, they playing on emotions and all this bullshit. I'm so sick of it.
But they want to be right about something.
Yeah. Well,
they want to be
it's
right
not
about
even
something. Yeah.
Not even a machine gun. All guns are machined.
Oh my God.
I mean, geez. So let me settle something for you real quick. Roy Clark is by far the best guitar player of all time, as far as I'm concerned. Not just because I've met him, but he told me something. He, when he caught me sneaking on his property, after about 5 hours, he said, "Son, you'll know in the future if somebody has a real interest in your success by a couple of little sentences." And I was like, "Yes, sir. What's that?" He said, "Don't ever let them tell you what you're doing wrong. See if they show you how to do it right."
True. Very true.
And that's true with everything
Chet
in life.
Atkins, greatest guitar player. Chet Atkins, David Gilmour. There's
David
a lot.
Gilmour.
There's a lot.
Yep. I was fortunate, man. I tell you, that just warms my heart to my grave. I'll always remember that.
Bobby, appreciate you calling. Make it smoke, Bobby. Make it smoke. Take care. God bless you. Bobby's longtime caller. Bobby in Mississippi. Jerry Reed. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Lines are open. 615-475-7864. Learning to fly. Great one. Let's go to Joe in Chehalis County, Washington.
Hi, Ben. Joe from Chehalis.
What you got?
These cartel people are really sneaky people. And my family alone has had 2 run-ins with cartel. One here at the mobile home park, and my dad accidentally sold his property's farm to cartel.
Uh-huh.
It was a huge story in Vashon Island, and it's still tied up in the government.
Oh, wow.
But these guys, I mean, shit, I thought he was just a regular worker. But I started realizing that he has stuff and access to guns and stuff. It's just like unbelievable.
I mean, I've got a friend that lives out in Yakima and in that area. The amount of cartels and illegal aliens out there is crazy. It's Wild West. Wild West.
Yeah, well, both these guys, the one that bought my dad's property and the guy that was befriending me down here, they're both in jail now. So they're cleaning it up. But my goodness, you just wouldn't know. They just seem like normal people, but they're not.
Sadly, we don't have enough law enforcement. We don't have enough. Joe, appreciate you calling. Joe in Chehalis, communist state of Washington. Joe in Chehalis. Don't get caught up on the words. Randy Rhodes. There we go. Line 3. What do you got, line 3? Line 3 hung up. The heavy breathing does not turn me on. Lines are open. 615-475-7864. Feel free to call in. Feel free. Let's go try it again. Sam, line 2. You're retarded. Let's go ahead and ban you as well. All right. There we go. Block. Okay. There we go. There we go. And lines are open. And texting the number that I call in on, it doesn't work. Yeah, you can text it, but the messages don't come through. Sorry. Yakima is the Wild West. Absolutely. Let's go right here. Line 2. What do you got, line 2? Hello, Dave.
Hey, Dave. It surprises me that the people called in about that gun breathes my air. It's a gun. It doesn't matter if it's a paintball, on a BB gun, what have you. He's standing on an interstate overpass, firing into our citizens. Thank you. That's all I have to say.
I can't believe people get so hung up on what the gun was called. You're absolutely right. I think it's hilarious that's their thing. That's what some people want to do, though. Let's get fired up on the pronoun of the weapon. Let's get fired up about the pronoun for the fully automatic weapon. How dare you use the wrong pronoun for that gun? Do not use the wrong pronoun for that gun. That's what that is, man. You're worried about the gun's frickin' pronouns, you dumbass. Good God. Yakima's ground zero. I can't argue with that. I don't live there, but I guarantee you my buddy wouldn't argue with you about that either. Ooh, line 5. What do you got, line 5?
Ben.
Yes, sir.
Hey, brother. Hey, this is Denny calling from Arizona. I just want to say one thing. First off, my wife is a member of your channel, Tina Legalia. She taught you. But anyway, listen, that idiot that called in about the gun, what an asshole. It looks like it looks like an M4 to me. And how in the hell do you get your hands on a M4 unless you got it from a cartel or military?
Bingo.
And great interview with Rob. What I like you to ask Rob and as well as your opinion, and I'll hang up and let you go, is the real problem is the cartels. And the only way to eliminate the cartels, I'm going to just say this, is to go into Mexico. And how do we do that? Do we send in the SEALs, Delta, and the Rangers? Because you can only do so much by air. And yeah, you can hit them by air, but I mean, you have Sinaloa, you have CJ&G, and the only way to get rid of them, we live in just about 25 miles north of Phoenix here in Peoria. My wife and I built a beautiful home up by the lake here. And just want to say also, and I'll hang up, if you ever come out to Arizona, you and your family, you're welcome to come stay at our house. We have a beautiful home. We built a big house, and I have lots of 2A equipment that we can enjoy. We have a 1,000-yard range, professional range that Smith and Weston and Sig Sauer come to all the time. So
well, shoot me an email. shoot me an email. I'll put my email up on the bottom of the screen.
Okay, but I'd like you to ask Rob that and see. I'd like to hear your opinion about, do we send in Delta, the Rangers, and the SEALs to get them? Because until we eliminate them, man, it's going to continue. And you know damn right well, the northern border is our biggest border in the United States, and they're flying into Canada, and you can walk across. There's no wall. There's nothing.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you, brother. God bless you.
Okay, brother. I'll shoot you an email, okay?
It's scrolling bottom of the screen. There we go. My email's on the bottom of the screen right there. There we go. Let's go here. What does that say? Does that say? Let's see. Whoa. How do I do that? How do I do that? Where is that? What? All right, let's see here. Okay. Whoa, that's big news coming out of YouTube. Holy crap. I have to verify something before I even share that information. Somebody in the chat just sent me something. Nuclear, if real. Nuclear, if real. Wow. Okay. Lines are open. 615-475-7864. Turn your audio down. I was just about to ask why no one brings up George Harrison. George Harrison. What? Wait, he was a Beatle. Uh-oh. Come on, man. What is it? I have to verify what I just was sent from what I would call a reliable source that may or may not have been a guest on the show. Okay. Yes, I will trust but verify. We'll give you a minute to check it out. I have to make a phone call, not on live, to do that. Hey, Ben, did you get a bowl of soup with the hat? I may I have some more soup, sir. Daughter got me this hat. It's a Stetson. I'm very proud of it, and I love it, and I hope you like it too. Line 3. What do you got, line 3?
What's going on, Ben?
Living the dream.
That guy called about the illegal immigrants on the bridge, the dumbass.
I think he's so hung up about being right about the gun that he didn't
And he's wrong,
see
because
the
I'm a
illegals.
Marine.
Yeah.
I'm a Marine, and he's wrong about that too. If you watch the video, after he dumps the clip, why is it going to have a selector switch on it, dumbass? If it's just a modified trigger,
okay,
you can watch him turn the selector switch.
Right. Okay.
It's illegal. It's illegal for illegal immigrants to have a gun to start with.
Exactly.
Period.
What would you like to say about what's going on? I don't know if you saw Rob on the show this morning or not, but
I love Rob. Now I saw the end of it, part of the end of it. Yeah, Rob's a good dude.
Solid dude, just in your face with honesty and truth. That's probably why a lot of people don't like you or me. Is we don't we just don't care.
Yeah, don't buy our tongue. Yeah, I don't care. Words. People like to placate shit on like words salad shit.
I mean, if you are worried about the guns pronouns, you might be part of the problem. You might be part of the problem. You know what I mean?
100%.
I mean,
I know this ain't what I fought for, though.
I mean, I've got
people in this country's lost their mind.
I've got a bunch of handguns, right? I've got SIGs, I've got Colts, I've got some Smith and Wessons. At the end of the day, it's a handgun. Now, if I want to get specific, I'm like, this is my Colt 6, or this is my Smith and Wesson 686. This is my SIG AXG Legion. If I use it shooting at the overpass, does anybody care that I was using a Glock 19, Glock 21, Glock 10, 686C? No, I was shooting at an overpass with a gun. That's the big one.
I don't know how they ain't charged with attempted murder either.
No, exactly. Exactly. Brother, I appreciate you calling. You take care. God bless you.
You too, bro.
There you go. Selector switch. I'm not that much of a gun guy that I would naturally see that, but there's a lot of gun people that immediately can identify certain things. They can immediately do that. Lines are open 615-475-7864. Feel free. Give me a call. Let me know what you're thinking. Lines are open. Rory is from Montreal. Thank you, Rory. Exactly my opinion. Don't corner yourself if you're already, what does this say? We got any trolls in the chat? You're smart. Don't corner yourself in. You're already independent. Just lock up the home as you go on vacation. Why not? My guns have never fired on anyone. Mine either. I got one standing in the corner. 30-30. It never gets up and walks around. Line 2. What do you got? Line 2.
Hello?
Yes, sir. What you got?
How you doing, sir? I'm AJ, and I'm calling from Louisiana. When you're talking about the shooting at the overpass in Dallas, it made me think about something I heard a couple of years back about the Obama's Fast and Furious scandal when he gave all those weapons to the cartels and stuff.
Yep. I agree. And nothing was ever done to Eric Holder.
Exactly. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was one of those weapons.
That was the first thing that came to my mind. First thing that came to my mind. Thank you for calling. Like got some construction equipment going in there in the background. Ben hasn't made the call. He's busy at the moment. Yeah, I will verify this, but this is huge. If this information is real, that I was just sent via message from a really good friend, and I have no reason to believe that he would lie to me. And yes, I did give the gender away. I have no reason to believe that this person would lie to me. Oh, God. There we go. I'm just going to put a chill in the chat for that one. Somebody said hearsay. Whatever you want to call it. I don't have to tell you what I don't have to tell you. There you go. I don't have to tell you what I don't have to tell you. You know what? Okay. Anyway, lines are open 615-475-7864. Give me a call. And if you keep texting me through this, I'll just block you. And somebody just said, is that you? Yeah. Rules for us. I'm a Martin player. Thank you very much. Let's go here. Florida Trucker. What you got, Florida Trucker?
Hey, what do you say, Mr. Ben?
Yes, sir. How can we talk?
I like that hat. Well, I'm headed for the belly of the beast down in Norfolk. They say that's where that storm's going.
Oh,
really
God.
tear them up. Oh, yeah.
The word.
Hey, I got an idea.
The word
Norfolk, I know it chills through you.
The word Norfolk, Virginia gives most Navy veterans a chill down their spine. That place was a shit hole, you know?
Well, I haven't actually been out on the port, out on the shipyard out there. I delivered down to Cofield, and then they coated it, called structural coating. They coat it with that green paint, and they put it on their trucks, and they ship it from there over to Norfolk.
Absolutely.
So
I appreciate you calling, brother.
I've got an idea for a peaceful protest. I want to get about 3 flatbeds and put some handrails around them, like guardrails, and load them up with rednecks with paintball guns, and go to Wisconsin up there, Minnesota. I want to go up there to St. Paul, Minnesota, and ride down through there where they're having their protest. So we're going to have us a peaceful protest. Only ours is going to be registered as a protest. We're going to do it legal, and then we're going to paintball the hell out of it.
I agree. Appreciate you calling, Florida Trucker. Stay safe. He's headed to Norfolk, Virginia. I'm going to tell you this. 30 years ago, you could get mugged on the Navy base in Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia. That was 30 years ago. You didn't go to the ATM by yourself on Norfolk base. You just didn't do it. You just did not do it. It was dangerous 30 years ago. He does sound like Roy Mercer. Absolutely. And next time that he calls in, I'm going to have him say, "Wake up, America." I'm going to have him say that. Actually, I might have an audio recording of that.
Wake up, America.
Wake up, America. I'm going to get Florida Trucker to say that next time. I had to flush somebody in the chat. Let's break that out. Sue, that's a cute dog. Depends on what type of guitar. Someone good on electric isn't necessarily good on acoustic or banjo. Sue, I'm going to tell you to go watch any video with Roy Clark. Roy Clark could play anything with a string. I think he could make music with a pair of tennis shoes. And Roy could play electric, acoustic, banjo, mandolin. Sue, go check out Roy Clark. That's all I got to say. Anybody, all this guitar talk, now I'm going to have to go play my guitar. I got a little Martin is what I've got. I got a Martin D28 or triple O 28. Here, let me zoom out here a little bit. I've got a Martin triple lot 28. It's got a real kind of a thin body. There we go. You can see all that kind of stuff. And it's a Martin triple O, real small, kind of like a little small. Oh, I got a pick in there. Oh, there we go. It's a small guitar, very small. It's Eric Clapton sort of. Might be a little out of tune. Could be a little out of tune. I'm not sure. Could be a little out of tune. I'm not sure there. My ears are clogged up and I don't have my hearing aids in. Could be. I don't know. We will, I'm going to go play my guitar now. All this guitar talk, I got to go play my guitar. Guys, gals, girls, Ben Dyke Show, thank you so much for tuning in. Go check out Rob O'Neill's website, Breaker19. Is anybody there? Come on back and talk to Teddy Bear. Red Sovine sang that. Red Sovine. I'll put a link in the description for Rob O'Neill's book. If you want to get an autographed copy of Rob O'Neill's book, go to his website. And Rob said he called me shipmate. So there we go. I don't know about you, but I like calling somebody like that shipmate. It's one of the best nautical words ever. This is the Ben Dyke Show. I will see y'all in the next one.